do it to it.
Holy shit, there it is. What?
Where?
Oh, new house. I'm sorry. Kyle, or let me actually grab a good picture of the studio. Like for the Instagram post. Normally I could just do it from my chair, but no one needs to see how the sausage is made.
No one needs to see how the sausage is made. What's up? Is anybody surprised? Is anybody even here? Papa can
Yeah, we
hear me.
got 5 people in the chat, dude. Blowing up.
A mango is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody. Okay. What is this?
What this?
The Baconator in the chat. Yo, what? Welcome. Remember the stuff that I said I've been working pretty hard on? That would be what you're looking at. Dodger, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you.
It looks like the refresh rate on the camera is not that great.
Bro, I'm doing the best I can here.
Yeah, I'm just noticing it.
What's the issue?
It's like kind of like it's like doesn't have a lot of frames per second or something.
Like Dan just walked across the screen and it was kind of like jittery.
It'll be fine, but we're not doing action shots.
Yeah. Cool. So
This is a thing.
here we are.
Anybody that's here, how do we sound? Do we need to make any adjustments? Do we look good? Do we sound good?
All right. Laggy how? Sound fine. Audio sounds okay. Sounds good so far. Looking good. Please,
Good enough.
Stop it.
Weston. No one looks as good as you, brother. Okay.
Hold on.
Frame rate's a little jittery. Yeah, that's what he said.
I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah. Frame rate's not great.
That is the problem, is I don't know how to fix that.
I do. If I kill the stream and start over.
Oh, yeah, it is wicked jittery. I see that.
Let me see.
I mean, it's not bad, but like move around.
Let me
like-
see how we're
Right, like-
talking here. Yeah. I see what you mean.
Like it's not horrible for doing a podcast on YouTube, but like
Yeah.
Dan said, we're not streaming
live action
Call
sports.
of Duty or anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the video quality tanked as soon as it went live. I think it's the latency. I have set it up as low latency, like we did at the other studio. I think this should have been high latency.
I mean, it's not terrible, but yeah, it's definitely.
As long as the audio and stuff sounds good. I mean, who cares if the video's a little slow?
Yeah, I mean, we can clean that up later on if we need to. Yeah. Anyway, we'll just get after it, shall we?
Yeah, someone said frame rate's like 34 frames per second.
Yeah.
Should I kill the stream and start it over?
Is that something you think you can adjust?
Yeah, I know I can.
Someone said, I don't know. I think it's fine. I think we just roll with
Yeah.
it and
Roll with it, get after it next
roll
week.
with it and get it. Try it again next week, kind of thing.
Yeah. Hey, Ricky Harden in the chat. What's up, dude?
Tell Dale Jr. about us.
Yeah, you should. Okay. All right. Ready to rock and roll?
No.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another episode of Lucis Fast Podcast, your podcast home for all things NASCAR and some things not. I am Kyle Belcher and joined in our new studio by Mr. Daniel Walker
Hello.
and Norman Pelletier.
Welcome to the cupboard over the stairs.
Why does this feel like the first episode all over again?
I am so anxious.
I'm like, something's going to go wrong. What's going to go wrong?
So if you're listening to this on the old podcast, you are not seeing this as if you were on the YouTube, but we have our inaugural episode in our new studio.
Kyle now has zero commute while me and Norm still have to drive.
Yes, this is true.
Piece of
But a little bit less, right?
a little bit less.
Save you a little bit.
Yeah,
Probably a little more
it'll-
traffic, but
It'll definitely be better
yeah,
overall.
it'll be way better. Yep.
So obviously we're getting this started at our new studio here. So definitely give us feedback on like audio quality and stuff like that. And if you're watching the YouTubes,
Oh crap, we never did Instagram questions.
nope, we didn't do that. That's fine. You can fire them up now if you want to. Yeah, so give us feedback on it. We're gonna have some bumps along the way, but we're figuring it out, and yeah, we'll see what happens. But on today's episode, we will do our usual suspects of talking some NASCAR news, recap Atlanta that just finished because we are recording this on Sunday after watching the race together, and after a lovely afternoon hanging out with the old Topics Under the Stairs boys and
Yes.
a bunch of other friends at Mr. Stairs gathering put on by his wonderful wife down at Widowmaker Brewery. So that was fun. But yeah, we'll do all our usual stuff, recap Atlanta, answer some questions, have some fun along the way. But before we get into that and all things that is this fantastic and potentially slowly getting a little bit better podcast,
Yeah, hopefully an upgrade.
Dan, pay the bills.
You got me posting questions and paying the bills. All right.
Oh my God, you have to do something. Shocker.
At least I showed up on time.
Yeah, that's fair.
Suck it. We're brought to you this week, as in every other week, by the Revival Motoring Network. Yeah, this is a change of things.
Yeah.
You can go help us out by leaving us reviews.
Yep.
We don't have any new ones, which sucks, but you should go leave reviews about the new studio. Make sure to put them in Apple Podcasts. Only give us 5 stars. What do we else we got? We have
LucisFast.myshopify.com. Get
Yep.
yourself some merch. A couple orders came in this week. Thank you all to all of those. Those are being fulfilled now and should be on the way to you within the next day or two, I
Did-
would imagine.
we get any Kyle's Race Day Challenge this week?
Not that I saw.
Okay. Kyle's Race Day Challenge. What is that, Kyle?
If you donate to the info at revivalmotoring.com, as we have been doing, and you donate the dollar amount that matches the driver's number you believe will win on Sunday and guess correctly, send you a little something, something.
That.
Boom.
What else do we got? What else? That's pretty much it. Reviews.
Don't have any reviews.
I am a mess right now. I am so
Yeah, we're really
tripping over myself right now. You
But
think
hey.
after 4 years it would just come normal, but you
Right,
put me
it's
in a
not.
different room and I'm lost.
Yeah.
This is probably more abnormal than doing a Zoom call.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Stop
yeah.
playing with the mic.
I can't help it. I don't know what to do with my hands, dude.
I can just hear the clicking. This is going to be fun. But you know what? We're going to learn along the way. And hopefully you guys watch along and enjoy. But let's get into our usual callback segments as we typically do. We will start with the race picks.
Let's go.
So calling back to our race picks for Atlanta, I chose Daniel Suarez, which last year would have been great. This year was a complete and total disaster. Dan chose Mr. Todd Gilliland, who I chose last week. Did pretty well for me and did even better for Dan.
He
And
survived.
Norm chose Cindric, who still did pretty well for him, but
Until he didn't.
certainly could have been better. So Daniel Suarez brings me a whopping 4 points.
Feels like me last week.
Do you guys? Yeah, good point. Norm's Austin Cindric pick got him 20 points.
Thank you,
Really good day
Larson.
for him until Larson showed up. But Dan, Mr. Todd Gilliland, holding us strong 2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
With what was it, 26 points
Something like
plus the
that.
plus 5 point win for beating the two of us. So Dan brings home a whopping 31 points on the day, bringing his grand total to 50. Mine to 30, and Norm with the old Kevin Harvick 29.
Trophy's mine. I'm coming for it this year.
This is fun though.
This is way better
This
because it
flipped
can swing.
fast.
It can swing very easily.
Yeah, you had what, 19, now you're at 50?
Yeah.
Like solid.
And that's with like a 15th place finish.
Yeah, and Norm looked at the points of what it would have been with our old setup.
It was 3 me, 2 you, 1 him.
Way less exciting.
Yeah, it's way less exciting.
So this is going to be fun. So we got to choose for this upcoming weekend, which will be COTA
Oh God, that is Coda this weekend, isn't it?
And with the loss, I get to choose first. So I'm going to take my boy SVG.
Saw that coming.
Yeah. I sandbagged this week on purpose, I promise.
You just knew Suarez wasn't going to show up, and then act like a
No, I really
deflated-
hoped that he showed up.
and then act like a deflated balloon after the race.
Oh, that was rough. I didn't see him on the board all race. The only time I saw him was when he was wrecking. I was
Yeah.
like, that's cool.
Yeah.
Next one would be Norm. Who you going with, Mr.
I'm going
Norm?
with, it's between two guys. I think there's probably 3 good picks for Coda. Dan took one, or Kyle took one.
I haven't taken one yet.
I'm going to take the other, Mr. Tyler Reddick.
Smart play.
Good
and then
pick.
Dan, I could almost pick it for him.
Oh, really? What do you got?
I think you're going to go Bowman.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to waste him yet, though.
It's his best track. I don't know if it'd be a waste.
Is it?
Yeah.
Coda is definitely
Is
by
it
far
really
his best track.
Well, remember he's the one that got launched out of the way at the end. When,
I think he's
Ross
legitimately
won.
been top 5 in every single Coda race, if not
Yeah.
better.
That's actually true. Yeah. Oh, I feel.
I think he
that's
had one bad one. It might have been was it the rain year he had a rough go?
maybe
Yeah.
that everyone had a rough go.
Let's
that
go
day.
next gen Coda then.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
fine.
he's been good next gen Coda.
You know what? I'll go. Yeah, I'll take Bowman. I wasn't thinking him. I was going somewhere else, but
It's a good pick.
yeah.
I like
Yeah,
that
those
pick.
were, like we said before, with the new system we're doing, it's kind of hard to sandbag early in the year. You kind of got to go for it right off the rip.
Yeah, you be such a hole really
Yeah.
fast. I mean, look at just the points that we got. We didn't even have great days. Like Gillen had a solid day, but a 31-point swing is a big change for sure. Especially when you and I have both put up 4s in the last 2 weeks.
Okay, we're saying on YouTube, don't touch the mics and talk. It goes robotic.
I don't know if any of us have touched the mic in a while, so hopefully it's been fixed.
15 seconds for Norm.
I haven't touched it in a while, dude.
Yeah.
Trying to keep 2 hands on
Are
the wheel
these
here.
clicked in all the way? Give them an extra push on the back and see if it clicks.
Yeah, Tyler said it. I only hear robotic sound when they're touching the mic stands, but I also feel like I haven't touched mine at all.
Okay. Yeah, I moved mine. So, okay. Good. Well,
All right.
We'll
Yep,
keep
so it
doing it.
hasn't happened in a while, so I'm going to have to try to not fixate on adjusting the mic every 10 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
if you
hard.
need to move it, like, I'm sure just grab it from this thing and
Apologize for those listening on podcast form because this is probably way funnier on YouTube.
oh yeah, I'm sure this is fantastic. So those are the race picks. We got those in for next week. Norm will make a lovely image as he always does. Moving along to the other callback segment that everyone loves.
I'm so excited.
so dearly. Norm's
Scheme of the week.
Well, I'm going to have to pull this up on J-Ski.
If it's even on J-Ski yet.
we do not have a TV screen to cheat off of now.
And we're also recording 15 seconds after the race ended.
Literally race ended a half hour ago. I don't know how Bianchi and Jordan do this, or Bianchi and Gluck do this. I have to like take a day to collect my thoughts.
Ooh, this is tough.
What do we got? Well, what stood out? I mean, obviously Bubba's had a fire scheme.
So
No,
I
that's
had a
scheme of the
couple that
week.
stood out. Corey's 01
Yeah, the Air Med Care.
Sears throwback scheme
Yep.
was super hot. I liked it a lot with their little red accents. Bubba's 23 looked super good, super bright. The 4 Title Max car looked really cool, but it looked so similar to Larson's car that it was kind of hard to
Yeah.
separate those
We
two.
talked about it while we were watching
And
the
like
race.
the 54 and the 51 looked
While we
spot
were
on.
just watching the race, we were talking about it and we were joking. We were trying to find Corey and we couldn't find him because there were so many blue, white, and red cars that it was just everything was mixing together. And then yeah, the 54 and the 15 were just the same car.
I mean, there were so many good ones this week. Hell, it's almost impossible to pick. I want to go with a car that we're probably not going to see again because we have so many regular cars, like weekly cars that we're going to see more than once that looked really good. Like the 34 Aaron's car, it's really hard for me not to pick that car.
That's a good one.
I think it looked really
I feel
good,
like that'll be back.
but we'll see that again with Zane. Bubba, really good car, but I agreed beginning of the season I'm never going to pick 2311 again because Denny's stupid rules. 17's really good. The body armor scheme,
Loved it.
it's growing on me.
Yeah.
I did not like it in the renders, but it's growing on me. But this week, I think I'm going to go with the 01.
Wow.
Corey. Give
Yeah,
it to Corey.
dude, the colors are so good. The number looks good.
Norm just wants to make an image with Corey's picture on it.
Yeah,
I'm
that
here for it.
scheme's really good.
Yeah.
I'm all about the 23. That car is just absolute perfection. It is. We've talked about it many times as kids of the 90s, like teal, purple, and pink. What?
Yeah, you can't
we
go wrong.
we all had a Charlotte Hornets or San Jose Sharks starter. So I'll be honest. here.
Miami Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. Like
Yeah.
those are our colors, man.
Yeah.
Ally
What's
kind of works.
Yeah.
Oh, Atlanta is up. What other ones stood out to me? Anything?
I honestly, I really like the 41.
41 was cool.
The numbers are freaking
The title match is
massive on it.
super sharp. You're right there. The Seabest one, the 10 car, I don't hate that.
No, it's all right. The 43, I love that scheme. We're gonna see that all year.
Oh,
The 45 actually didn't look that bad. The Xfinity Mobile one.
too many purple cars this week.
51 didn't look bad. The RB scheme. 60 burned my eyes out.
60.
Yeah, that yellow
Yeah, the 51 and the 54 are way too
Javalia
similar. That's-
Entman's
Oh,
car.
Priest is. Sorry, I'm still not used to Priest being in the
Yeah.
60.
Yeah, it's. I'm still screwed.
I'm
up
mad
with-
because that's
with
a
all
good-
3 series.
I'm
man.
mad because he had a sponsor that I love in Entenmann's and put it on a terrible vehicle.
Watching
Yeah.
the yeah, that's a good point. Watching the Xfinity race yesterday, I was so screwed up watching Mayo and Creed.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do these?
The Xfinity series is even worse.
Oh, it's so bad.
Ricky Harden with a great call too. I kept confusing the 45 and the 11. Yeah, too many purple cars
Yeah, there was a lot of purple this week.
and a lot of red and whites.
and blues and whites.
Yeah,
Bubba's car, I love the colors. I just don't love the scheme.
Oh, I love it. The
It's
dra-
kind of cool. I don't love the chrome around the number. I think
I
that's
thought the chrome around the
unnecessary.
number was my favorite part.
Yeah.
But I don't make paint schemes. I just look at them.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
a lot of stunners this week.
Well, that's going to Norm. That is your scheme of the week. Now some things not. Where is it? Where is it? Let's see if I can get the right one.
Count
Yeah.
it.
Was that delayed?
It seemed like it.
There it goes. There's the whole sound.
Ah.
The buttons are new, so they're
New
a little
buttons.
sticky.
The Some Things Not segment of the show, which we call Off Track. What do you
Well,
got
you're-
for the folks, Dan?
You're kind of looking at it.
Yeah, pretty much.
This has been Kyle's baby. We haven't really helped at all outside of today because I wasn't driving down here every other day to help him.
Yep.
Me personally, again, nothing. I did attempt to go snowboarding yesterday. That failed miserably. Drove all the way out there, got the car out. We'd worked on house shit last couple days.
Mhm.
Finished up some stuff yesterday. We're like, oh, let's go hit the mountain for a little night session. It's nice out. It's like 30 degrees out. Load the car up, get all the way out there. Step out of the car. I open up the back doors. Steph goes, where are my boots? Forgot them. So it was like 5 o'clock at this point. So we're like, we get home. We're only 35 minutes from the mountains. We're like, all right, we'll go home. We'll come back. We're up until 10 tonight. We'll still get whatever.
Something in.
A couple hours in. Yeah. On the drive home, we both were just like,
Nope, not turning back.
we literally went in. We made it all the way home. I didn't pull into the driveway because I didn't want to freak the dogs out because her boots were in my truck. So I was like, if we're going to go, I'm just going to run over and grab them. So I pulled next to the house and we talked. We sat there and talked. And I was like, I'm almost taking this as a sign that maybe we shouldn't. Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
it's going to be, this is the night one of us demolishes a knee or something.
Yeah.
So we bailed. We ended up going grocery shopping, whatever. I get home. I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at memories. And there's these videos that pop up from the night one of our friends obliterated her ankle at the same mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It was the last night was that night. So I was like, I'm taking this as a sign from the universe that we shouldn't have gone tonight. And I made the right choice. So very annoying though, because we've been trying to get out more. And that just, I was so pissed at myself the whole ride home. She was like, it's fine. It's not a big deal. And I'm like, I'm such a fucking idiot. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so mad at myself
Yeah.
because I saw the boots in my truck and went, I got to grab those. And then apparently my ADHD brain went, and we went over here and went and got the bag out of the house instead and never made it back over to the truck.
Yep.
But yeah, and then today we came down here and
We've been getting this.
we've
to
been
work.
getting this. I mean, you guys
and
can't
it
see it.
works.
You guys can't see it on YouTube, but Kyle's whole sim rig is in here. That's the computer we're running this whole shindig off of. So we had to move that monstrosity up here. And that makes me never want to move out of my house because I don't want to move mine.
Yeah, it's not fun to move that thing whatsoever, but we did it.
We actually did
Did
pretty
pretty
good. We
quick.
didn't hit a single wall.
Yeah.
Didn't hit a single wall.
I did half of it before you got here, but
I helped you with the big parts.
yeah, the sucky parts.
Yeah.
That's unplugging everything is like all fine, but taking the whole rig and it's such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And it's
So-
just heavy. Like I love my sim rig so much,
But it's
it is
diesel.
horrible to move. But
Yeah.
whatever, we got it done. It functions. We'll work out the kinks, but we're here.
Yeah. And that's all I got for me. So Norm's next.
Norm, what do you got?
Yeah, I didn't do too much. This is birthday party week at my house. So
Mhm.
my birthday, my mom's birthday, my dad's
Oh, yeah,
birthday.
happy belated, by the way.
Yeah. All our birthdays are in the same week. So we pretty much every year kind of just do something around that. So we went out to eat yesterday with the whole family, all the nieces and nephews and stuff, went to Cracker Barrel. God's gift to earth. I love that place.
Still haven't been.
I'm mad at you
It's so
because
good.
creeped your location one time when you were in Florida.
Yeah.
Y'all were eating somewhere. There was a Cracker Barrel across the street,
It's Cracker
Or it was
Barrel
like-
across the street.
like a block over. It was within walking distance of wherever you were eating, though. And I was like, motherfucker, it's right there.
Oh, I had no idea. Oh, was it? Were we in like that shopping plaza?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we would try to go to like this nice like mom and pop owned Italian place that was in there. They didn't have any seats available for like 2 hours. So we're like, oh, we're screwed.
Yeah.
We go across the street to like this classic Chinese food buffet place. I'm like, sick, good backup plan. Line was out the door just to sit down.
Yeah.
Like, all right, forget it. And then we ended up at some like chain Italian place that was mediocre at best.
Gotcha. Well, you could have
Wish I
gone to the
knew-
barrel.
I wish I knew it was.
Could have
there.
been in the barrel, brother.
Still haven't been there.
Rolled that thing over the Niagara Falls.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. We did family stuff all night last night. Played cards.
I was
played
going to
some
ask
board
what card
games.
games you play.
We played a game that my uncle invented, supposedly called Booby.
Oh, you've told us about
I
that
think you've
before.
told us about
think.
that.
Yeah.
No, I just learned it this week, so I
Oh,
don't
I
think I
Oh,
have.
maybe not.
Maybe last week
Well,
I
definitely
learned
not
it.
then.
Maybe I don't remember. I played it with my niece.
I remember
I
you
thought a
talking
couple
about a
days ago.
game
Like a
that
normal
you're-
52 card deck
Yeah,
game. Okay.
but you get maybe I talked about this last week, but you get like the first hand is 4 cards, and the 4 is wild, and you have to do something with those 4 cards, a run or a pair of 4. Then the
Mhm.
next hand 5 cards, but the 5 is wild. So now you got to do something with 5 cards, and the next hand 6s. 6s are wild. So it's kind of fun. You play like 4 through 13 for king, or 4 through 12 for king, or whatever it is.
Yep.
It's a fun game. So we played that. We played some horror movie trivia game that my sister got, and none of us watch horror movies, so it was embarrassing. Like
guys got
any of us were
nothing,
like, I don't know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're like, nope, it's not it. Like, I don't know any other ones. Like, find me another one. The Ring.
And that's all I have.
Yeah, like so. We just did that. Fun
Nice.
round.
I can actually hear the clipping on your stand, so move that away from your shoulder.
Not touching me at all.
Yeah, it's jiggling when you're talking.
Yeah, it's
Remember,
just,
it's
I think
also
it was
connected
like
to the
just
It's just
tapping
this
your
whole
shoulder. Oh,
It's
arm
also
is
connected
it
to
might
the
be
seat.
Rocking. Yep.
What was that?
He's
My
throwing his
water
phone at it.
I'm trying.
See, he's trying to fix it by throwing his phone at it.
Listen,
yeah,
we've
I
all
mean,
been there.
For me, I mean, I've been obviously working on this studio setup for a very long time.
It's
so
been a couple weeks of us trying to keep this. We've wanted to tell you guys so bad, but we're like,
Yeah.
this will be way more fun if we just don't.
a handful of people did get some sneak previews, and shout out to Mr. Scumbag Steve coming over yesterday, helping me set up more of this stuff. So yeah, been working on this pretty hard, and we're finally up and running, which is pretty sweet. Other than that, got to witness a older man gym fight, so that was
Yeah,
cool.
I want to hear this.
That was pretty cool. So my wife and I, we were on a really good gym routine for a while, and then with the puppy not feeling well, and then the wedding and stuff like that, like we totally fell out of it for like 2 months. So we started going back this week, which is great. But anyway, we went Saturday. We slept in a little bit more. So we usually go at like 5 in the morning during the week. But we slept in a little bit on Saturday and went at like 9:30, whatever. So it's always
I was going to say
way busier.
you seemed late for you.
Yeah, way later. So obviously it's a busier time, whatever. And I'm just on one of the machines, and I got my noise canceling headphones in, jamming away, Pink Pony Club probably blasting, whatever.
Hell yeah.
And I just I feel like a pretty heavy thud, but also feel like a slight graze on the back of my heel. And I was like, someone drop, like you're at the gym, somebody drops a weight, like it's
Fell
not,
off of
not
something,
uncommon to
yeah.
feel a thud on the ground. But I like turn my head, and there's these 2 dudes, probably high 50s, low 60s ballpark, beating the absolute snot out of each other. Both of them leaking. One's from the nose, one's from like right under the eye.
Oof.
I was like, what the hell just happened? So I stood up and I scooped the arm of one guy and pulled him, and someone else pulled the other guy.
You said
and
the
we
other guy got
separated.
dragged across the gym by his feet.
Yeah, there was an ankle pull, like the kid.
That's
you know?
awesome.
What were they
Uh,
fighting over?
No idea. So like I had my noise canceling headphones in, so I had no clue. A couple people asked me because they saw me like help break it up, and they're like, "What were they fighting about?" No idea. And then by the time like they hit the ground, they're both already bleeding. So I pull one headphone out, And at that point, it's just a bunch of FUs flying around.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have no idea. And they're
You're at the
way
back
too
end of the
old to
fight.
be doing stuff like that. But yeah, it was an
You said they
eventful
were like
Saturday.
50.
I'd say high 50, low 60. Yeah.
So my dad.
Yeah.
I
yeah.
can't picture my dad getting in a fight with anybody.
Old enough to know better.
Yes.
So that was interesting. But yeah, that's about it other than working on this. So yeah.
This has been a labor of love for a little bit. We're still waiting on
It
a few
has.
bits and pieces to.
Yeah. We'll
and
still tweak
obviously
stuff.
this is our first run with it, so we're gonna have to make
Yeah.
adjustments on things and
Yeah.
such of that. Apparently, Corey Scothen's wife, in the words of the wife, as she is also watching, it's tighter than I thought it would be.
I don't know what that's in reference to. Our studio?
I think
like our seats are tighter together, or Dan's like puckered real tight, or I don't
the
know.
chair's kind of tight, but it's comfy. But
Tighter as in, I'm hoping she means tighter as in like, wow, this is pretty tied up. Pretty
boys
done
are
a good job.
Tight butthole.
in our car dealership
Yes.
waiting room chairs.
The one thing that I did not do is take over our news button because it runs for 4 hours. So
We need a
I'm
new
going
one.
to find ourselves a new news sound before
Facts.
next week. But in the meantime, Dan, do your best impression.
The news.
Even better, dude. Just record that, make that a button.
I probably should.
You should just have Stairs, because Stairs does that. He like makes a noise and then remixes a sound with it.
Yeah,
Like
I'll have all the files now. But there's a lot of stuff.
Kyle's
on
got
this
a lot
thing.
of buttons on this new board, and you should all be
There's-
oh,
There's totally stuff I should not be allowed to have.
there's the spooky voice. I'm a butter your bread.
It's stuck on.
I hope it gets stuck.
This is me now.
Kyle's just spooky voice for the rest of the night.
I think my favorite one though is the megaphone.
The megaphone. Yeah.
Sunday.
What'd you do earlier?
I
to
say
play
just
it?
make that the permanent noises.
Pelletier.
No, what was
Your
the-
headlights are
Yeah.
on.
License plate number.
Yeah, there's a large.
I don't know what the large robot is, so that's fun.
We're still playing with shit.
Yeah, there's way too many buttons on here. The old board we had 8 options. Now I have like 32. So they should not. Don't worry, that one came factory on the board, and I'm so happy
Hell
about
yes.
it. so for all the no people that listen to us, like, thanks guys. Welcome to the live studio audience. So it's a lot of fun.
I hate
We're
it.
having a good time. But yeah, we'll get a new news there. But let's get into the news. Some stuff that happened over the past week. Henderson Motorsports in the news. They did appeal Parker Kligerman's loss. They ended up losing that appeal as well as the race. So that sucks.
So according to them, NASCAR, their front height was too low. So NASCAR in pre-race inspection had them lift the front of the car, which inadvertently lowered the rear 1/8 of an inch. And that's what got
Yeah.
them in trouble.
Like we've all played with coilovers where you're like, I'm perfect here, and then you twist it a little bit, and then it screws everything else up. That's what I
Right.
kind of
Right.
equated
You
it
raise
to.
the right front, it lowers the left rear.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they got pretty hosed on that deal. I mean, I think the ride height rule is really ridiculous. Like we were talking about it in the Discord. Like that's such an easy thing to be thrown off during a race
Mhm.
for any which reason. But there's
Yeah.
no ride height rule in Cup, but there is ride height rules in the other 2 series. I mean, I understand some of the reasoning behind it, but the tolerance has got to be really wide. Like
Yeah.
like the Sam Mayer incident. Like I don't know how they lost that appeal. They literally
car was
showed
wrecked.
the car bent,
Yeah.
and they still lose. Like.
Yeah, that's like my thing is like if you pass pre-race, what's the point of having pre-race
Right.
if they're going to pass pre-race and fail post-race?
Right.
Like obviously things happen to the cars. Obviously, like there's been egregious things in the past, like Larson or not Larson, like Harvick's window and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like, all right, let's figure out why this happened.
Right.
But your rear end moved 1/8 of an inch.
That's insane. Like, yeah, the bigger things, like you said, the Harvick. I'm trying to think of other ones. I know there's been other ones too.
I
Yeah.
mean, the Stuart Haas with the windows with the fake bolts in them and shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
The hood snorkels, those got caught pre-race.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
if it's passing pre-race, why are we checking it post-race? Like
I don't.
what can they do?
understand. I mean, obviously, so many things happen during the race. Like especially you're bumping constantly at a super speedway, and then anything gets bent there. Tires wear, so tires are slightly thinner. That's going to affect ride height.
Well, when you're
air
talking an
pressures
eighth of
are
an inch,
different,
like
like-
that's
it's I
If
don't
they
know.
go through the, if
I-
they go into post race tech and they're an inch lower, okay.
Yeah.
An eighth of an inch? Are
yeah,
you
I mean,
kidding me?
I'm certain there's tolerance levels there. There's got to be a certain, within this range, and I'm sure they were over it, or under it, whatever you want to say. But I just don't get it. Like,
No.
if you want to go on the ground, go right ahead. Fine, hurt yourself. You're gonna be bouncing
Yeah.
off the ground. You're gonna be scrubbing your own speed. It's your own fault. Give them the same rules that Cup. Ride heights down.
Yeah, I agree.
So-
It's, and I mean, it's just so ridiculous. I don't know.
It's
did
one of
you-
the things that can be thrown off the easiest, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
springs where? Like, springs will get.
Yeah.
When you're talking such a tight tolerance. Springs-
They heat cycle the entire race
Yeah.
too.
Not to mention it's Daytona. You're bump drafting the whole
Yeah,
time.
that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Constantly just hitting the car, bending everything. The Sam Mayer, once the Sam Mayer one didn't get reversed, like you just mentioned, that's when I knew Parker had no chance.
Yeah.
Because that car was literally totaled. And they were like, nope, it's illegal. It's like, it's the shape of an L now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how are
Yeah.
you measuring anything at this point in time?
Might be a soft J at best.
Yeah.
You should take this
That
back
car
to the,
has Peyronie's
yeah.
disease.
you should take this back to the R&D center and just figure out how it finished the race. Never mind failing post-race inspection.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, which witchcraft did they have going on underneath that car that made it still drive?
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Because that was more impressive than it not being at ride height in the rear.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous.
But
it
yeah,
sucks
just
for
unfortunate
PK.
for Parker.
And for the nicest guy, he just continuously gets screwed.
So did you catch the CW pre-race yesterday?
Yeah.
Did you see the video? I don't know if you caught this live or I saw the video on Twitter later. So they have the CW, the pre-race, the
so.
Xfinity race, and they have almost like a try not to put my bottle on wires. We have good cable management here.
Yeah, we got to do a little cleanup.
We hauled ass after the race was over just to
Yeah.
get this going. So they have almost like a race day style stage. There was Parker, Jamie, and I'm losing my head here. The girl, the blonde chick. That's on
The one from DJD.
there. Yeah, maybe I don't remember.
I don't know her name. Alex something maybe.
I
Alex
forget.
Weaver?
I think it was Alex Weaver.
No, they have another girl.
Daniel Trotta?
No, it
No,
wasn't
it's-
Trotta.
It's the girl from the Dale Jr. Download Reloaded third show they have.
Oh, I didn't
yeah.
know that.
Okay.
So they're down in what looks like kind of like garage area, maybe behind pit road, and there's a solid group of people behind them, and they're talking. People behind them start the Parker won chant, and it was
I did see that.
loud, and he's
Yeah,
just kind of
and
like
he's just smirking.
he was smirking.
saw that.
I saw a tweet that someone that was there when it happened. They said that after when they went to break, he turned around and was like, "Thank you so much." Like he
Yeah.
was so appreciative of all the love he was getting.
I hope he comes back to a truck race and just mops the field.
According to Dodger, it's Carla Gabehart.
Oh, yes, that's right. No relation to Chris.
Chris, yeah,
At one point, I remember hearing her name. I was like, oh, it must be like Chris's wife. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kind of makes sense, right? Nope, no relation. Weird. All right, we'll keep moving here. We got penalty issues that came out after Daytona, and holy shit,
Yeah, nothing major.
I
Right?
would like to use the word pee-pee whack, but this was bigger than that.
that's more of a kick.
Yeah, that was a pee-pee kick.
So two smaller ones, Rick Ware Racing, Cody Ware, and also Front Row Motorsports, Todd Gilliland, both got the same penalty for improperly secure ballasts. Loss of some points there. But the big one, the big talking point all week, Joe Gibbs Racing, the number 19 team, gets a massive L2 penalty, 100 points, 10 playoff points, $100,000, and James Small
4 weeks.
suspended 4 weeks.
Yeah, we will never financially recover from this.
Yeah, he was there tonight, but that's because they're appealing it. So obviously
Yes.
he gets to come hang out until
Right.
the appeal is heard, which they said on the broadcast tonight that
It might not.
it
be till
might not
after
even
Coda,
get seen till after Coda.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
which is fine. I mean, they can keep running, but yeah, you push it off too long, you're into the heart of the season.
I mean, this puts him out of Daytona minus 67 points.
Right.
I don't know where he's at after tonight.
Yeah, let me see how
still
many points
negative,
he
I
got
promise
this
you
week.
that.
Obviously, he's still negative.
Yeah.
Yep. Because me and Kyle were talking about
I-
it. He could have had a perfect race, won both stages, won the race, got every point imaginable, and he still would have been negative.
Yeah, he would have been -7 on the season and -3 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
If he had a
He is still
perfect day.
negative 51.
Oh, bro, he's not
Jesus.
going to dig himself out of this hole till
Yeah.
freaking July.
A couple people, I think I saw like some Twitter posts or whatever the case was. Do you think this has anything to do with like some pressure on Small?
What do you mean? Oh, like him pressure
Pressure to
on him
perform.
from maybe?
If there was manipulation to the car, which we don't know yet. All in parties are guilty,
Yeah.
innocent until proven guilty.
I
but
mean, they were saying that
you know-
it's a supplied part, and the fasteners came like that, or whatever they
Yeah.
were trying to.
2 pretty rough seasons in the 19
Yep.
camp
Yep.
with Martin. I mean, was Martin maybe a little checked out? Sure, but they did nothing the year before that.
Yep.
You know, after the regular season, when they won the regular season championship, and they just absolutely tanked.
I mean,
they never
yeah.
came back from that.
They never really recovered. It was just
No.
the same.
They were mediocre at best from there on out. Like after that week at New Hampshire, nothing after that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a year and a half ago of
I just don't know
Zero.
if those two ever blended.
right. But my question is, and a lot of people brought it up, is do you think his lack of performance, he's on the hot seat and maybe he's trying to, massage here and there to get an advantage, and he's doing some desperate stuff that might,
I mean, maybe.
Maybe the
Something
fact that
about
he got caught for cheating just makes him that much better. Like, you gotta think, who's been caught the most for cheating? Rodney Childress in the last 10 years?
Not
And he's one of the GOATs.
Not wrong.
too
So
true. He also didn't
So-
get caught very often.
true.
In
But when he
comparison.
got caught, he got caught.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you did.
yeah.
I mean, poor Chase Briscoe. This is now his second team, second crew chief, and he's still getting caught.
Yeah. I mean, he got the same penalty at SHR, right?
Yeah. What was that for?
That was an
That was a
L2.
greenhouse.
That
I
was a
think.
greenhouse something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that last year? The year
I
before
think the
last.
past
2
2 years he's
years.
gotten hit.
No, I think it was Custer that got hit 2 years ago, right?
Well, that was the Roval
Yeah.
thing. He got in trouble for the Roval.
Yep. Yep. For the
For the
manipulation.
crew chief. Oh, he got a flat tire. But I want to say Chase has gotten hit twice. I think he was one of the ones that got hit for the fake window bolts. And then they got hit last year for a greenhouse issue.
I thought Harvick got hit with the fake window bolts.
Yeah, when he finished second to Blaney at Talladega.
Yeah.
That's what the window greenhouse
I
was.
feel
don't
like
know.
Chase
Whatever.
has been hit more than once, but I can't.
Yeah, probably.
draw
Well,
it
he's
off the
definitely been
top
hit
of
more
my
than
head.
once. 'Cause
Oh,
he got
yeah.
hit at SHR and then
Yeah.
he got hit here again. And
Oh,
that
yeah.
sucks because, he's with this new team, it looked good for him for this year. Like I was excited to see him do something.
Well, then he goes out
And
wins
he
the pole.
still could run good. Unfortunately, he just has this huge points penalty to overcome.
And that's a lot to overcome.
Oh, yeah, it is.
A lot. And he was out there kind of like a weapon today. But
Right. Well,
but
I
still,
think that's a result of the point penalties. You try to make it up all at once
and then you make a mess.
Yeah.
rather than just
Yeah.
running good and finishing good and chopping at it. If he's trying to make it all up at once,
Yeah.
he's gonna
Yeah.
It's going to take him 6
yeah,
weeks to recover
wreckers or
from one.
checkers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we'll see how it shakes out. They did announce that they will be appealing that. They said that the supplied hardware effectively elongated the holes in the spoiler. That's what they got dinged for. So
Yeah.
whether we
Okay.
believe that or not, we'll find out.
Yeah.
I mean, we've run into this in the past. If you have something that doesn't fit, tell them. Don't make it fit.
Right. Unless they were doing, assembly, disassembly, assembly, disassembly, and then they wore it down. But I don't know. Questionable. That's kind of
Yeah.
reaching. But we'll see. We shall see. We got some news this weekend, actually, from 2311. What happened, Norm?
They announced that Corey Heim, the star in the Truck Series, is going to make a couple more starts for 2311 this year, as well as he is now their official development driver.
Or backup reserve
Yeah.
driver, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So he's going to get some looks, as well as I think there were some Sam Hunt racing
Yes,
announcements
he's
as well.
also running some
tied
Sam
together.
Hunt. He's running some Sam Hunt races in the Xfinity Series. That starts at COTA this coming week, and his first Cup start is going to be at Kansas in May.
Yeah.
They didn't give us an exact number. They didn't give us a schedule. I don't think we wrote this down in your news, but if they didn't give us a schedule like Hendrick did, Hendrick gave us a whole laundry list of when the 17 car is running.
Yeah. Mhm.
They didn't really go into specifics, but they said he will be making a few Cup starts and a few Xfinity starts.
Yeah, the 17 got announced this week too, didn't
I
it?
forgot about
It
that
did,
until
yep.
literally the second.
Yep. I don't have that in my notes. We just fired all this together to try to get this up and rolling for tonight.
Because
so
none of us wanted to come back tomorrow.
No, certainly apologize for our.
Lack of preparedness.
Yeah, but you know what? It's fun and
Off the
it's
cuff.
something new, and we're out here doing the thing.
We'll
but
be-
yes, we did hear from Hendrick Motorsports the setup for the schedule, I should say, for the 17 Xfinity car, and it is stacked.
None of the
Yeah.
races we're going to.
All 4 Cup drivers have 1 to 2 races,
Yep.
as well as Connor Day.
Corey
Corey
Day.
Day.
Corey Day has, 7?
He had a
Yeah.
couple. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to see that 17 HendrickCars.com Chevrolet a lot this year.
We're
in
not
the
getting
Xfinity
Pocono.
Series.
We're not getting Loudon. So that's kind of
Yeah, of course.
kind of
right.
bummed me out
Yeah.
because
Well,
like we've seen-
Loudon, they're not coming to Loudon.
oh, that's right. They're not coming to Loudon
Yeah,
anymore.
huge bummer.
Yeah.
Xfinity race at Loudon's always the best.
But I figured we might see it at Pocono, but no dice
Yeah,
because they ran it because they did run it at Loudon last year. Wasn't who was in it last year? The 17 car was out there last year. It might have been it was either Byron or Larson.
Byron, I
I
think.
think it was Byron.
Byron,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was.
Well, that could be a contender for points championship, for owners championship, I should say.
Yeah, they're not running a full schedule.
Yeah, but even still, that car's going to win.
Yeah, true.
5 times.
True.
Yeah.
Could. Very well could.
And if they start popping off wins early, you don't think that
How does the
Mr. H is
Xfinity
gonna throw a
Series
couple
work
more in there
for-
too?
The Xfinity Series, you need to run full schedule to lock into the playoffs, though?
Probably.
Well, they'll be running for an owners championship, not for
Right, but not
drivers'
if that car's
championship.
not running every week.
Yeah.
You just said it wasn't running New Hampshire and Pocono.
Well, nothing's
No
running
one's
in
running New Hampshire.
But if
Yeah.
it's not running every week,
Well,
I don't
they-
think it can make the playoffs.
No, it wouldn't make a driver's playoffs. No, it would make an owner's playoffs because I don't think you have to do every single week.
I think you do.
The 19 didn't.
It was there every week. It just had a different driver, no?
Yeah, the
Or
19 was there.
54
Did it
last
do
year.
every
Yeah,
week?
yeah.
Oh, maybe not.
I think
then.
it was the 54 last year was still the All-Star car.
Maybe they're just hashtag trophy hunting.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that up. That's actually a good question.
How do you live with this?
What? With what?
The train going by?
Oh, I don't even hear it.
Bro, the whole house is shaking.
That's not the train.
The hell is that?
That's sounds very helicoptery.
Sounds like the commuter rail going by.
Yeah. Kyle would know what a helicopter sounds like. It's what he took to school every day.
Yeah, that was not an aircraft. That was the train.
Oh.
You're just, but I get it. You're used to it because I was the same way when I lived in Boston. 50 feet from the green line. After like a month, I just stopped hearing it.
Yeah. Well, you live in the woods, so
I do.
that thing's.
I'd still take coyotes over a train.
Oh, I got those too. Don't worry. Plenty of those. We also heard about the new NRN. That is going to take a long time.
I don't
for me
like
to get
that.
set into my brain. So the merger of MRN and PRN will now be NASCAR Racing Network.
This should have been
I got
done
that right?
years
We
ago.
should have done like NRM. That way we call it Norm.
Get
Get out.
out.
Doors that way.
NERM.
Nern.
This should have been done years ago. Like, I always thought it was dumb how NASCAR tracks had MRN, Speedway Motorsports tracks had PRN.
Yeah.
Like, it should have just all been under one roof to begin with.
It's similar to the broadcasting and
I
having a
was-
hard time finding the channel.
I was
Yep.
just going to say, like, things that I wanted to talk about before we got into the racing. God, that is such a pain in the ass.
How many channels did we have this weekend? 5?
We had FS1, Amazon Prime,
CW.
CW, and Fox.
So 4.
4.
Four.
Yeah. Well, after the bloody brawl at the gym, I
well,
finished.
throw in wasn't Xfinity practice only on CW app?
Yeah, I guess that counts.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 5.
But after we finished up at the gym, my wife was still going for like another 15 minutes. I ran over to Dunkin' Donuts, got a coffee, whatever. So I go back in the truck. I'm like, oh, I'll just pop on qualifying. I'm on YouTube TV. I'm like, where is it? Go back to the NASCAR app, check the weekend schedule, and it's the 6 different places that I got to go to find shit. I'm like, oh, this is Prime now. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's such a pain in the ass. And I also wanted to talk about, with that being such a pain in the ass, we're stuck with that for 7 years, which sucks.
Oh, yeah.
The CW is fantastic.
So good. I
Not
mean,
to I want to, before we get away from that, if we're having trouble as 3 like people that kind of understand technology and don't have a hard time with streaming apps, and imagine people like, you know, our dads.
Yeah.
Like,
And 3 people that are very deep in the NASCAR world, like, oh, I forgot. I had to go to the NASCAR app, find it.
Yeah.
How many people can be like, oh, I guess it's not on?
yeah.
I can't find
The
it.
good news is when you got on Prime, it was cool because it was like splash front page NASCAR
Yeah.
qualifying.
well, I was going to say the CW app, Pepper Cuts Grass, shared,
Go.
he screen shared the CW app and he opened it. Dude, you couldn't get away from NASCAR on that thing.
That's awesome.
They put a lot of
NASCAR,
effort into it.
IndyCar, it was everywhere on the CW app. So super cool to see. Plus, shout out to CW again. The race coverage.
Yeah, now
is
Kyle,
is
so
Kyle
good.
actually got to
unbelievable.
experience it this week. So
Yeah.
what'd you think?
This was my first, that's why I want to talk about it, because this is my first weekend watching it on the CW. Holy shit.
I mean, it's a breath of fresh air, dude.
They got some kinks to work out or whatever, but holy hell.
Oh,
Like,
it's unbelievable.
it is a 9.5 out of 10 already.
Also,
I mean,
shout
their
out.
booth is great.
The booth is
The
unreal.
images on the bottom of the screen versus the left side is just brilliant.
Mhm.
It's constantly scrolling,
Yeah.
unlike the cup race, which in the entire third stage, I don't think it went below 20th place once.
Yeah.
I had to go to the app to see anything below 20th place.
Yeah.
But the graphic for the choose cone, I think they're the first ones that actually got it right.
That is so
Yeah.
cool. I love
Because
that.
Fox, it's backwards.
Yep. It's always
If
ass
they
backwards.
choose the outside, they're on the inside, and it comes from the bottom to the top, and it's all mixed up. Like Fox is completely 180'd on their choose cone graphic for the restarts. CW with the car pictures, like I said before, the coloring, everything looks great. They show laps per race or lap by race, lap by stage
Yep.
the entire time. The only thing I would maybe change is when the caution comes out, it's not super big on the
It's
screen.
not obvious enough.
It's just
Yeah.
a little like caution in the corner. So I think that could kind of overpower a little bit more.
All right.
But as far as graphics and the chemistry, like we said, Parker and Jamie in the booth with Adam Alexander is perfect.
Yeah. For
I
sure.
agree. It's so good.
Prime, I mean, obviously good streaming quality.
Prime was
that's
just
fine.
Fox.
No issues there. But man, just trying to find shit is going to be such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I love that the Xfinity series has an exclusive deal with the CW, and it's just here's the CW nonstop all the time.
Well, that's what threw me is I didn't realize that Prime was doing qualifying until middle of the week. I saw, I think Bob posted his normal like weekend rundown.
Yeah.
And I saw it was on Prime. I was like, I thought we weren't dealing with Prime at all until
Nope.
Charlotte.
Yeah, they
all
like dropped that
qualifying.
on us midweek. Like
Yeah.
they were like, "Oh, we just decided this."
No, that was a
and
part of the announcement.
Looking back,
Yeah.
I do remember them saying that it was part
it
of
was
it, but
just the big races that are not going to be on.
that's why the
Prime.
500 wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we have the Tubi channel now. Can't we just share? Like if you want the CW to be in charge of this race, have the CW in charge, but it's on Tubi. If you want Fox in charge, have it be in charge, but it's on.
They won't do it.
You know, like the
because Tubi
NASCAR
is owned
channel?
by Fox.
Yeah, but you want
Yeah.
like the NASCAR channel should just be NASCAR, and whoever's broadcasting the race just cashes the check for it.
it's so stupid.
Like it's just
Yeah.
so tough. Like we said, there's 5 different ways to watch the races this
And
weekend.
I would like another way to watch the race because I would pay at this point for a commercial free version because tonight was ridiculous. I mean, the 500 is the 500. You've come to expect it. It's like Super Bowl commercials. They're
Yeah.
gonna. That's probably the biggest ad revenue they're gonna get all year. So they're gonna play the commercials. But like tonight, the commercials weren't like as they weren't any worse or better than before. But the glaring one that got to us was how we go to Toyota nonstop, and they instantly go into a 3/4 screen Toyota commercial about announcing Corey Haim and talking how great Corey Haim is. Meanwhile, there's a big wreck, and we're sitting here going, "What are we doing here?"
And not even that pre-recorded nonsense are they willing to cut back to full screen for the
Exactly.
action on the track.
Oh, it's infuriating.
Like when they're side-by-side commercial or the full screen commercial and a wreck happens, they should have to cut back to live. We've seen it a million times over the air. No, oh, and there's wreck in turn 2.
I remember it when I was a kid. You'd be in the middle of a friggin' Valvoline commercial, and it would cut. The screen would fade back in, and you'd see wrecked cars, and instantly it'd be somebody talking about it.
Yeah, and they'd be dropping their spaghetti and getting right back to the race, whatever
Yeah.
they're doing.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not that I do it and not that I condone doing it, but if you watch the races via a VPN stream of sorts, couldn't tell you how to do it. Don't ask me how to do it. But
A lot of the international
when there's,
ones.
when you're watching the international stream and it cuts to commercial, it just keeps showing the race, just no volume or just car sounds, no commentating anything.
Yeah.
Like that would
Like
be
the Rolex
ideal.
in the middle of the
Like
night.
when the Rolex, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
which is fine. I'd rather that. It's just, I know this is something we've been bitching about for years, but somebody said it I saw it on Twitter today during the race, and it's like, I would literally pay for it. I would pay a monthly subscription to pay for
Yeah.
a service that I don't have to watch ads.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
It's unreal.
And we can't even say we're getting away from that with Prime because Prime now, even if you have Amazon Prime, you get commercials in Amazon
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
Like you want to watch the new season of Reacher? Yeah, well, you're watching a 3-minute commercial before the show even starts.
Yep.
Right.
And you're paying for that.
But hey, whatever. What do we know?
Nothing. We're
It's
not
just such
we're
a pain
not
in the ass.
fans or the people that spend our hard.
Let's ask Kevin. Kevin, what do you know?
Kevin is up here. You can't see him on the camera if you're watching on YouTube, but my large Kevin Harvick cardboard cutout is right beside us, hopefully providing some extra sound.
Just
deadening.
staring down at us like
He's
the,
literally staring
like
at me.
the
and it's
billboard in The Great Gatsby.
making me uncomfortable, if
He's-
I'm honest with you.
He's judging pretty hard.
Yeah.
At least he seems proud of us. At least a
No,
little
he
bit.
seems upset.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that's all I have for news bits. You guys have anything else?
Don't think so. We're in a new studio. That's news.
Yeah.
In case you guys haven't heard yet.
Race cars.
That one works. That's cool.
It sounded so quiet though. But I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Do you want me to just crank it to the moon? and
No,
double check
no, it's
for
fine.
you?
No, it's fine.
All right. So this weekend we spent at Atlanta. Triple header weekend. Kyle Busch was in the Truck Series race, so naturally he won that one.
Oh,
no
that was-
surprise there.
It was a good race. I watched all of it. I'm trying to remember because it was a couple days ago. Yeah, I mean, he was, whenever he would get out front, it was kind of like watching the Xfinity race. It was like, who can get by him?
Yeah.
You'd see somebody get by him, he'd get right back around him. You know, it was just, I mean, it's Kyle Busch. It's
I mean,
inevitable.
it was fun to see people throw their best at him and watch him, have to fight back, if you will,
Yeah.
in good battles up front. But I mean, he's the class of the field every time he's in a truck race. It's just people trying to get around him and see how well he does getting right back around them.
I mean,
So
at least there's a
it's actually
chance.
fairly entertaining, in my opinion.
At least they had a chance in races in a race like this, where like
Yeah.
when he runs like Vegas, it's like, oh, he's got a 17-second lead.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah,
that's
and
where
he's
I'm
gone.
trying to go with it.
yeah.
Because they actually have a shot.
Like
at a
Kyle
speed
Busch
race
is the
style
only
track.
reason why stages exist in the Truck Series.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah,
all right, let's reel him back in,
Yeah.
and he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone again. But he wasn't gone. He didn't win by a country mile, which is
it's-
nice to watch.
It's a plate race. It's
Yeah.
honestly more surprising to see him win than not win because it's so unpredictable.
Right.
But
Right, exactly. But hey, Kyle Busch takes home the checkered flag for the Craftsman Truck Series race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It was, what was it, the Freight 208? Is that
Yes.
what it was?
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Freight 208.
FR8 208.
It's Freight.
I know it's freight, but just
For 8.
for 8.
that's great.
Freight. That should be their new slogan. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Has anyone
It's-
made that joke? Write that down.
It's freight.
This week's episode is brought to you by Freight. We can be bought.
Yeah, we will be bought and can be bought. So if anyone's listening to us like Dale Jr., please buy us.
Dude, Freight would be a cool sponsor.
Yeah, it would
Just
be.
send us a bunch of merch.
Be sick. Anyway, Bennett Transportation and Logistics 250.
We don't even have to recap this one.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing with that sponsor.
Yeah, they knew exactly. They're like, you know what we're gonna pick? We're gonna pick a race to sponsor that we know we're gonna win.
Yeah, say what you will about Austin Hill, but boy, that kid is good here.
Well, my thing is, and I saw a lot of people talking about this on Twitter after the race. It's like people. He's gotten so good at this that people like
Turn
Every-
yourself down a little
everyone.
bit.
No, everyone trying
No, like
to.
actually.
Everyone.
I'm trying to fix things.
No,
Okay.
I don't have a volume knob.
Maybe
you know
pull
that. It's
the
a knob.
mic back.
I have I have
couple
a
inches.
volume switch. It's not a knob. Is
Okay.
that better? A little farther away. Is that a little bit better?
That makes
I'm
more
used to
sense.
Revival having to be like all up in the damn mics.
Don't suck the mic.
But it's like everybody that's going after Austin Hill, they try so hard that they forget racecraft.
Mm-hmm.
Case in point, end of the race. Justin Allgaier, I love you. Why didn't you block?
I will never understand that.
Like you knew what was coming. You have control of the race.
Yeah.
Shade up. Cover the lane.
I mean, even Austin Hill in his post race said that was a gift.
He was like, I don't know why he didn't cover the lane.
I don't get it. But I mean, he put on an absolute clinic. He really did. Both of those cars were lightning fast. Both the RCRs.
Yeah.
I mean, their Speedway or Speedway-esque, if you will, program has always been
It's
fantastic.
disgusting. Yeah.
I mean, they have so many
He should have won
years.
last week if it wasn't for the Axel Seal deciding it didn't want to play
Yeah.
games anymore.
Yeah, he absolutely would have won.
Yeah,
that one,
Austin
too.
could get through the traffic better than the two could. Like the two
Yep.
got stuck in
Yep.
mid pack a couple times.
Yeah.
And when Austin goes to the back, he can just saw his way through.
Yeah.
But I think he's kind of like one of those people, like you see him in your rear view, you're just like, I'm just going to get out of the way and try to follow him.
Yeah.
Like, when I got to hold this guy up, or am I going to try to get on his bumper and follow him to the front because that's where he's going?
Yeah. I just
It's
feel like
almost like I felt like Allgaier just gave it to him.
he did.
He was like,
100%.
"Oh, he stayed with him, whatever." I saw the run come in. It's like you just like conceded. Like, there you go, you have it.
You opened the door for him. You
I'll
just-
take third.
You held the door for him.
I don't get it.
And like I said,
And for someone who's such an aggressive side drafter and stuff like that, you're surprised to see that out
Yeah.
of Allgaier.
well, and like we talked about, or like I mentioned before, I honestly feel like he's so good, and he's in everybody's heads about this shit. So they like see him coming, and they're like, "Oh, I can't stop him,"
Yeah.
you know.
I just hate the stat that he's led more laps than Dale Earnhardt at drafty car tracks.
Yeah, that
It's
annoyed
like
me. I hated that.
Take Atlanta out of that. That doesn't count.
Yeah.
Like it's completely different discipline.
And he did it in less races.
Yeah, that when they put that graphic up, somebody was in our Discord like, "Are we not going to talk about this?" And I was like, "I don't even want to acknowledge that it exists."
Yeah, it's just so annoying. Like the
Well,
whole
I mean, you
the whole
can't
drafting
deny how
tracks.
good he is.
No, he's good. I just that stat annoys me.
But he absolutely put on an absolute show. So Mr.
Now, what I want to say about that is at the end of that race,
Yeah.
this leads into the Cup race. We have a massive wreck on the backstretch. A big one. That was a good sized wreck. There were some big hits.
Yeah, I
in
mean
that.
the 16 or 10 or whatever car that was got turned in front of the whole field,
Yeah. And we raced back to the caution.
much like we did at Daytona. So that
So I'm
seemingly
saying-
was the new norm.
I'm thinking that's our precedent, right?
Wrong.
Well, what pisses me off is, and this is where NASCAR Twitter, NASCAR Reddit, NASCAR social media, whatever you want to call it, pisses me off because the same people that were screaming and crying about them not racing back to the caution last week and in the duels, costing Eric Jones that duel win, and any other time that they throw the caution coming into 4, people lose their shit.
I don't know. I still have this. I don't have notes.
You don't really have any notes, yeah.
Just warming
we're
up your
seat of
lap.
the pants, baby.
Seat of the pants. You get the same people that were crying, that always bitch and moan about they threw the caution, they ruined the finish. I don't want to see a race end under caution. I got on Twitter last night and there was all these people. That was so unsafe. I can't believe they didn't throw the caution. There was lots of big hits. Cars were sitting in the backstretch. I can't believe they let them race back to the caution. Fucking pick one.
And the hauler talk, which
I haven't listened to it yet.
I think is a great thing for them to be doing. First of all,
The fact that we need a podcast for NASCAR to come out and explain all their decisions every week is kind of a red flag, though.
it
but-
is for sure, but we'll take it.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's one of those things. Like they're stepping out from behind the curtain for the first time and saying that we kind of screwed up. They're clearly screwed up again, but or
Well, so then
whatever.
this- then this morning in the drivers' meeting, and I think this is directly related to the social media shit last night. In the drivers' meeting, they said, last night in the Xfinity race, we should have thrown the caution. That's on us. You can expect if a similar event happens in the Cup race, there will be a caution thrown. Can we just pick one?
Yeah.
Can we just pick a side? Like there needs, and I tried to say it last week, and I think you guys glossed over it. Saw a few people talking about it through the week on Twitter. Why can't there just be a spot going into 3, a line on the track, a line on the wall, whatever? If we get past that, we're racing.
We had that.
Well, no, but I'm not talking about if it's before the line on the white flag lap and there's a big wreck and they deem they need to throw the caution, the race is over. I'm not saying an overtime line. I'm just saying a line that's like, this is once we get here,
the point of no return line.
point of no return line. Once we get here, there will be no caution. Go.
Right, like
Because they're
if
like
you're in front of this line, you race back. If you're behind it, the
Not
field is
even.
frozen.
Not
kinda
even.
thing.
I say if the leader gets that line, we're going. Because once you're in 3 and 4, you throw a caution. We saw it in that dual race. They threw the caution. Did anyone slow down? Did it matter in the least bit?
No.
I think there needs to be, I don't care, middle of 3 and 4, whatever.
I think it'd be just right as you're diving into 3.
Yeah. Right as you're diving into 3, put a line on the wall, line on the track, whatever. If the leader crosses that line, it is the point of no return. We are racing back to the line.
I mean, I think
Because-
on the shorter tracks, I think you're probably better off with in between 3 and 4. Like
Yes.
we get, because obviously you need time to slow down and get
Yeah.
if there's still cars, dead
But
on track.
My thing is, and I saw a lot of people say this, and I hadn't even thought about it. For how many decades did we race back to the caution?
A lot
They
of
figured it out. No
Yeah.
one died. Everyone lost their shit that time at Loudon when there was the wreck on the front stretch, and I think
Was
it
it
was
Dale
It was
Jarrett?
Dale Jarrett was driver's side to oncoming traffic, and everybody there was something at
It was Michael Waltrip was racing Bill Elliott to get his
Yes.
lap back.
and he was
trying to
weaving.
beat Bill Elliott to the line to be ahead of the leader when they crossed for the caution. And so they were too wide out of turn 4, and they had to split Dale Jarrett, who was sitting center in the
It was
middle of the track.
broadside in the middle of the track, and I remember that. And that's when all of this. You got another pop up over there. I don't know if it's anything important or that blue box is back up again.
Still seems
Yeah,
like things are
leave it.
going.
So things are still working, so we'll just
Yeah,
leave it.
that's just a Windows update.
Okay. We did this and that was early 2000s. I want to say is when
Yeah,
they got
that
rid of
had to
racing
have-
back to the caution.
Had to have been 02, 03.
I don't remember exactly, but so from 1948 to 2000 and whatever, we raced back to the caution.
Yeah.
I don't ever remember. Now I might be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember anyone dying. I don't remember anyone getting severely injured. I don't remember any of this. Then now we don't race back to the caution, which we've all gotten used to. It's fine. But now we've got all these judgment calls, and it's like, should they have thrown the caution last night or the other night in the Xfinity race? Maybe. There were some pretty hard hits, but I'm glad they didn't. I said it in Discord right after it happened. Kudos for holding the caution. And then we get to tonight, and like 2 cars wreck, and we don't even make it to 3.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
I mean,
Like,
this whole thing is a judgment call. I mean, it's obviously it's a person making a judgment call. It's not going to be perfect, but it's just so wildly inconsistent. Like, if there's a wreck, there's a caution, black and white, as it probably should be. Or it's the last lap, we're beyond a certain point, let them run back.
Almost like a local yellow, like black or backstretch local
Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah, but it's just like they put the graphic up on TV, the caution light, because it's so wildly inconsistent. Like
Yep.
we gotta keep an eye on this because it might happen or it might not. Like
Right, but even that
this should be an
caution like
automatic
graphic,
thing.
that caution like graphic doesn't mean shit either.
no, it's a
because
picture of the.
They're gonna hit the button and it's gonna be a half a second delay.
Well, no, the caution light graphic is an actual video
It's a
of the
camera.
reel. It's a camera on the caution light.
Right, but that
I
there's
know
a
what you
delay.
mean. There
Remember
is
we
a
had that
delay.
race a
Yes,
couple years ago
yes.
that was like, I think it was last
Oh.
year's Daytona 500 when it was Bowman
Yeah.
and
It's when they
Byron
hit
racing.
the button. It's not
it's like,
when
oh
the light
well, he
turns on.
passed him before the lights came on, but we had already hit the button
Yeah.
and there was a delay.
Yeah, but it's just we were robbed tonight of another. Now, granted, and I saw a couple people saying this too. This entire week has been nothing but highlights and pimping out the 3 wide finish from last year. They did a whole fucking documentary on it.
Which was really
Which was
good,
really
by
good.
the way.
Very
Oh
good.
yeah,
Did
it was
you watch
super
it?
good.
Oh
So
yeah, I
damn
watched it.
close.
I
Similar.
liked it.
It was wicked good. We were lining up for the exact same thing to happen this year. You had 3 guys, 3 wide with no help behind them. They were going to duke it out to the line, and we get a quick trigger finger caution because last night you didn't, and people bitched and moaned about it.
Right.
Stop letting like the social media and people like us even. I mean, I want you to listen to people like us, but
Yeah.
these wild swings because of outrage that isn't even real outrage. Because the same people that complain about not throwing the caution probably are complaining right now that they threw the caution tonight.
100%.
Just make a fucking rule and stick to it.
Yeah, I just it's infuriating because you don't know what to expect. Like you
No.
should have some form of an idea of what's about to happen.
And-
but it's either we're going to race back to the line or the caution's going to come out in 15 seconds. Like we have no idea.
Yeah, honestly,
Or the caution's already out. We don't even know about
I
it.
mean, the
Yeah.
one saving grace is it potentially saved us from a host of our win.
true.
So that is the one bright side to this.
But-
But
Yeah.
those 3 idiots coming out of turn 4 would not have been as clean as the 3 idiots from last year.
No.
You got Seabell, Larson, and Hocevar 3 wide off turn 4. They're not 3 wide to the line.
They might not make it.
No way.
4th place, 5th place, 8th place is winning that race.
Yeah.
But it's like you guys are saying, like we're going to harp on, it's inconsistent as hell.
And now what pisses me off again, I'm just pissed about the whole thing. Instead of for the next week or for the next year, we're talking about this. Look at the last year since that 3 wide finish. Between that and the Kansas finish, that's all anybody's talking about are those great finishes. Unbelievable. We had the closest finishes in NASCAR history. That was like what they led their friggin' state of the sport at Phoenix off with. Like, we had a great year. Look at all these close finishes. Now this is just going to be another footnote. And for the next week until we get to COTA, possibly even beyond, it's going to be the remember what could have happened. We instead of us talking about this incredible finish, we're now once again being forced to talk about an inept fucking decision by NASCAR.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
that is
it's gonna take away from it.
and it is infuriating.
And it's going to take away from the entire race
honestly
that was
alre-
just so good.
I honestly already forgot that Seabell won. I
Yeah.
just remembered. It's like, oh yeah, Seabell won.
Yeah.
But I'll always remember the day Suarez won 3 wide.
Yeah.
Nose to nose.
And
And it
you're already pissed off. And for what? The last hour of watching the race, we're like, this is
Dude.
incredible racing.
we were
Oh,
in
it was
Kyle's
so good.
basement, like watching them swap the lead back and forth. I love that what Atlanta's turning into. Norm said it best, that the first couple races were not good. Like it was 2 by
No.
2. You couldn't move. It was kind of boring. Now it reminds me, and I remember you called this when they did this, that as it ages, it's going to turn into what Daytona used to be, where handling matters. You still have drafts. You're going to have the draft and bump drafting and all that. But if your car can't handle, you're not staying up there. And guys were pulling out. At one point today, didn't we see like a 4 or 5 car breakaway?
The entire second stage was the 22, the 2, and the 48. 21 was in there a little bit, but it was pretty much 3 or 4 cars, 2 car lengths. The Hornet's Nest
Yeah,
was
like
behind them,
and then that,
which is what we used to see, or not really us because we're pretty young at the time, but old Daytona was like that.
Right.
You'd have Dale Jarrett, Bobby Labonte, Dale Earnhardt up front, Jeff Gordon, and then the rest of the mess behind them.
Yep.
And it's because those guys knew how to set up their cars. They had good
Yep.
teams. They had a lot of horsepower, and they could lead the pack, much like we saw Joey Logano, the 2, the 21 do today.
yeah,
The
just
Penske cars, rockets.
I didn't think they would be after watching qualifying and seeing how much faster they were than everybody else. I was like, oh, they're fucked because they're going to be trimmed out. They're going to be a handful. They're going to be miserable. And I'm thinking that
wrong.
I'm thinking that Denny and the Hendrick cars and all those guys that qualified in the cellar are going to be unbelievable. And I mean, they weren't bad, but I couldn't get over the Penske cars. But it was just such an entertaining race. It was just, I mean, like you said, the last 50 laps, how many times were we like, this is awesome?
Yeah.
And literally coming when
I mean, look at how many different people were in the conversation for the last 50. I mean, we had Chastain doing a bang up job, trying
Yeah.
to stay up there.
Banging up a lot of things, yeah.
Yeah.
You
We had
Hocevar,
Yeah.
Chastain,
Barry,
Barry, Cindric,
Larson,
Larson. Bubba was kind of hanging out top
KFB
5.
was up there for a
KFB.
while.
Bell was in the lead.
Seabell was hanging around. Denny came out of nowhere with like 8
Yeah,
to
Denny
go.
charged up. We saw Blaney charge from the rear of the field after getting spun out.
I
by
mean,
Husqvarna
early on
into
in the
top
race,
10.
it was anybody in a Ford, like your boy Todd.
Yeah.
Todd Gilliland was,
He was
super
killing it.
strong at the beginning of the race.
Yeah, until he lost that tire, which
Yep.
sucked. That
Yeah.
kind of wrecked
But
his
it
day.
just
Never
we
saw him again.
in the
but-
last 50 to 60 laps there was probably 12 guys that could have won that race.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And then I got to the point when on the last lap when Hocevar wedged his way in there to make it 3 wide, I stood up in the basement because I saw it was setting up exactly like last year.
Yep.
And then boom, I heard Normie goes, "The caution's out," and I look at the light and I look at the graphic. I'm like, "No!" And then they cut to the accident, but it's just like instant deflated balloon. Like,
Yeah.
I was so excited. I was like, "We are about to watch another one."
If they let that run out, that would have been one of the best.
And that wreck was way less than even yesterday.
Yesterday's was a massive wreck.
Like, what was it? The 54 and not the 54, the 21 and like the 7 were just like pinned up against the wall.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, they're out the yellow. Like, they didn't even spin across the track until after.
And they were on the backstretch. There's plenty of time for the whole field to slow
Yeah.
down.
It was just unnecessary. And like we said, it was so exciting. We were all so excited last week at Daytona when they let them race it out.
Yep.
And then yesterday in the Xfinity race, cool. Yeah, happy. They raced it out. Perfect. Let's keep this going. And then the second there was a tire rub. They threw the yellow in the last lap.
And all it was, and they said it in the drivers' meeting today, was it was reactionary from the response that they got last night. And I'm so tired of whoever the hell is in charge, whoever's in charge this information,
Mhm.
being like, "Oh, people didn't like that. We can't do that anymore." Well, what people like is consistency.
Make a decision. It's your decision, and people can just deal with it.
Yep, 100%.
Don't keep changing it one way or the other. Pick one. Stick with it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna throw the caution every time, perfectly fine. Throw the caution every time. Would we like to see them race it out? Yeah, absolutely. But I understand safety's a thing. It's your decision.
Yeah.
If you're gonna throw the caution every damn time.
Yeah, go either way, one or the other. I can't do this back and forth shit.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah, especially on the last lap.
especially on the last lap, and especially when it was such a good race and no one's going to remember it. It's not going to get.
That's going to be the conversation all week.
Yep, no one's going to remember how good this race was. I mean, I'm excited. I can't wait for summer because I'm pretty sure it's in like the middle of July this year. That race, hot and slick. I think that
Atlanta too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Atlanta 2 will be a good
Is
time.
it a night race though?
Probably, but it's still going to be
I
hot.
thought it was a night.
Fucking Atlanta in
A night race.
June.
It's a good question. I want to know.
All I gotta say is we've seen the Penske dominance at Phoenix, so we know they kind of have the short tracks down pat. This is close to an intermediate. If they're this good on all intermediates, we're in trouble.
It's a Saturday night race. Even better.
Ooh.
Yeah, Norm, spot on there because they have shown that they are fast and they can handle.
Yeah. Yeah,
They controlled the vast majority of this race. Obviously, with the fourth Penske car in the mix,
Yeah, Josh Burr.
yeah,
did a
nice.
great job.
Nice to
Yeah.
see that Harrison was the problem, not the car, because Barry's been 2
Lights
weeks.
out.
He's been great. I mean, obviously,
You
we'll see
say
where
that,
he
but
goes.
Harrison won the last Daytona race, so it's not like he was a slouch on super speedways.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah, that's fair.
But no one's going to disagree with you that Josh Berry is a massive upgrade over
Oh, yeah.
Harrison Burton.
100%. 100%.
It's just like they were giving freaking
And frankly, I
John
think
Hunter Nemechek flowers
Oh my
during
God.
the race. And a huge rebound of the year for John Hunter Nemechek.
He was blamed for nearly every incident last year.
Two
Yeah,
races in
'cause
a row where he didn't wreck the field.
Okay, I loved Mike Joy. He was blamed for. Dude,
well,
Mike-
you didn't wreck the field twice.
Dude,
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
Joy. Oh, he was blamed for nearly every incident last year. You don't say, because he was in every incident last year.
Because he caused every incident last year.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. But yeah, Penske's gonna be a problem.
Oh, good. The NASCAR app's not working.
What
There
other
it is.
highlights you got from the race?
Corey,
Ah.
our boy, our hero, our little part-time driver that could. He was having a nice clean race.
He was in the back most of the beginning, but he was
Yeah,
starting
he
to work
was-
his way
He was
up.
playing his strategy right. I mean, who knows what he had. But he was doing the smart thing of staying out of the stage nonsense.
Right.
Like he did at Daytona, and it worked out at Daytona. He was a little bit more in there at Daytona, but that was mostly during the third stage, which we didn't see him get a chance. And Chase, I forget, it was the 19, the 47.
19 gets into the 47.
Chase gets put in the wall. I think 47 was kind of crowding the bottom there
Well,
on the exit of 4.
if you watch it back, I think he reacted because Blaney was coming off the wall in front of him. So he went down to try to get around Blaney. I think Blaney had the lift coming out of 4. And then he got into the 19, shot back up the hill into Chase. Chase hits the wall.
breaks his toe leg.
Well, it was instant tire down. I also think the toe link was jacked too, but you could see the tire was
probably
down
broke
too.
the toe link, which then rubbed the tire.
Yeah.
So
And
it
he
was
tried. I mean, he did a valiant effort of trying to save it, but that's like trying
Yeah.
to drive
And
a
then
forklift
just- I
at
mean, you
190
turn-
miles an hour.
you turn left in front of the field, you're going to hit somebody.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, he clipped Corey, put Corey into the wall. He had like he said during his pre-race or his yesterday interviews, they're having people calling them now.
Yeah, after Daytona, there was a video that went around Friday media availability at Atlanta. Corey was
Yep.
there, and he basically said that his sponsors were so excited after Daytona, like they were beyond hyped, beyond thrilled with what was going on, that he has now gone back into like salesman mode, and they're trying to sell more races. So originally it was 8 races. I know he never gave a number out, but what's his name from Rick Ware that's on DBC said 8 races last week.
Yeah. Baldwin.
But it sounds like
You always forget his name.
my head, because he's a modified guy, my head goes to Stoddard for some. Like I feel like he's a Northeast guy, and my head just
Yeah.
always goes to Frankie Stoddard, and I know it's not him. Tommy Baldwin. I'll get it by the end of the year, I promise.
I'm going to hold you to that.
Probably not. There's only so
We're going
much
to
room.
test you every week, dude.
Bro, there's only so much room up here.
Yeah.
It's not that
There's
great.
a lot of room.
Not a
lot
lot
of
going
empty
on.
space.
Yeah, there's like
A lot of unused
it's
real
like
estate.
2 bedrooms and a giant empty warehouse full of nothing. There's like 110 mil floating around in there somewhere.
Good luck
but-
finding it.
It's right there.
In case of emergency.
It just but he said he went back into like salesman mode because they're trying to sell more races and they've had people reaching out to them. So hopefully we see more of Corey. I don't know what the next race he's going to, obviously he ain't doing Coda. We probably won't see him again until maybe Bristol.
Yeah.
Who
Something
knows?
like
He
that.
could do, not Coda, but he could do a road course.
He was killing it at road courses last year, so who knows? Maybe,
Yeah.
but I know he really likes Watkins Glen, so I could see
Yeah.
that. But I don't know. So that sucked seeing that. What else happened? Other things that this is way easier when we have.
we
notes.
saw the JJ Yaley Arca brakes.
JJ.
Oh,
Yeley
yeah.
fitted
Just
the
came
Arca
in there
brakes.
hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
What are you doing?
Just keep.
Okay. I don't want to ignore you. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
If I ignore
love
you,
you too.
then
Everybody look at Kyle.
everybody look at Kyle. Hey.
Oh, hey, Kyle.
Except for Taylor.
But yeah, nothing too crazy exciting in the race.
I mean, the whole race was exciting. It just big moments. I mean, I honestly thought some of the bumps that these guys were giving, I thought we were getting more wrecks.
Bro,
because-
those the
People were running a
tri-oval
lot
runs.
higher than I expected to.
Yeah.
A lot of people kissing the wall coming off of 4.
Yeah.
Like a lot higher line than I really expected.
we
them
saw
to
a lot
run.
of people get into the wall in the middle of the corner.
It
and
was
be
just kind of
fine.
crazy. Like they were almost racing 3 and 4 like Darlington.
Yeah.
Like they'd come in low and they would all kind of swoop up to the wall
yeah.
and cut out and egg shape the corner,
It
which was really
kind of
interesting
crazy. Yeah.
for a drafting style track.
I love what this is turning into. And it's crazy to me when you look back at the videos they were showing of like when Logano won the first one.
Yeah.
And the freaking asphalt was mirror black.
Dude, it
that
was so
asphalt,
dark.
That asphalt looks like it's 30 years old.
Where were we? Was it Charlotte when we were walking around the infield and it was like freshly painted? Oh, no,
Yes,
Pocono.
Pocono.
Pocono kills us. And that was what Atlanta was the first year. It was pitch black pavement.
Yeah. And now it looks like
and
it's
I
been
think
there
it was
for-
like even the second race we went there, we're like, is this the same stuff?
yeah.
Like, this has changed color dramatically.
Petition-
And now it looks like Fontana.
Petition to every single racetrack that we go to. I don't care what your shape is. I don't care what your size is. Pave it with whatever Atlanta did.
Whatever
Yes.
aggregate they use. is
I
perfect.
said during the race, I was like, Richmond, your track sucks. Let's put this pavement on it, not go there for a couple years, then return.
Yeah.
Someone posted a picture. I think it might have been actually NASCAR. It could have been
Earlier in the
Atlanta
week,
track, like the very low
Yeah,
shot,
yeah,
and you
yeah.
could see the pavement. It's like that looks 25 years old.
Well, this
Yeah.
is the same stuff they use at North Wilkesboro, right? And we
Yes. I
I
mentioned
believe
that
so. Yeah.
even the second time we went to North Wilkesboro after the repave, it looked way
I
different.
think they figured something out. Well, and NASCAR's always experimenting because remember when they repaved Charlotte and they used that new like diamond cutting and it just never wore and then tires never wore and Charlotte
Well, it was
perfect.
almost like that the stuff you see on like track and field tracks at high schools where it has
Yeah.
like the rubber
it had
built
rubber in
into it,
Yeah.
and that like just didn't hurt tires.
Yeah.
So you have tires last forever.
I had a
And you
thought.
also have Texas that just got ruined by some stuff that they've tried.
True.
Right.
Yeah, they're constantly experimenting, but whatever they did,
The
they hit on
juice.
it. They hit on it because that was just unreal how cool this
I mean,
track.
good runs. People are handling was super important. Diving top, cutting low, take them inside, go back to the top, get a bump, dive low.
How many
go
times
around
we
'em on
see
the
guys
outside,
lose the front
inside,
end?
whatever.
Like they're in the
Constantly.
middle of the corner and all of a sudden it just kind of they got to lift and it shoot.
What was that?
I just moved to my chair.
Oh,
Oh Jesus! It sounded like the chair broke.
Not yet.
Guys like would dive into the corner and then you see them lose the front end and have to lift and you get the flames out the pipes and
it was awesome.
yeah, it was
Bang
great.
up race.
And if you're in the general vicinity of Atlanta, would you just go because that place was still empty? I know it was cold today. Cold.
It looked really cold.
It
I mean,
looked
a lot
cold.
of people in
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
big, oh,
I mean,
cold
during
to us
the
is different.
truck and Xfinity race, the people were like they were in the Arctic.
Yeah.
Like everyone was wearing like winter jackets. Like Columbia was making their money this
Well, like
weekend.
I said, the video you showed me of the Hendrick prank on the driver signing autographs. Larson was in like one of the jackets you see the lineman wearing in Buffalo in a December game.
Yeah.
Like the giant
Yeah.
sleeping bag jackets. Like,
Well, when they cut down to what was it? Who was on the pit road during the broadcast? Or towards the end there. I
oh,
forget.
it was Chris Myers and somebody else, and I don't maybe Jamie. Was it Jamie?
Yeah,
Chris
I
Myers.
think so. Whatever. But they are all bundled up in those giant jackets too. It looked, I don't know what the temperature was, but it was cold.
It was
so-
cold, but like
But please, just
just
show up.
go. Like even Dale, you can tell Dale knows too. Junior posted like right after the race how great of a race it was. He's like, you need to go get your tickets for the summer race. Like he's trying really
They're
hard
gonna
to
lose
make
it.
that.
They're gonna lose a date.
I think they could lose a date, 100%. If we've
I mean, you look
if-
at the supply and demand that it's caused at every other one. You know, they take a race away
Yeah.
from Pocono. It is stacked. New
Pocono
Hampshire.
sells out every year.
New Hampshire's been selling out since
Loud,
we lost
yep.
the date.
Loudon Camping, I think it's probably already freaking sold out.
Could be.
I know X-Lot is.
Goddamn
Yeah.
right it is. That's
Yeah.
why I renewed my spot.
So
But,
yeah,
like,
I don't know.
I just because then you look
And it
so
puts on such a good show.
so supply and demand, yes, but also look at all the shit people have been talking about recently with if Rockingham works, people want it in the Cup Series. If we want to go anywhere else, like international, whatever, Canada, you know, there's all these things. I was talking to somebody about it a couple weeks ago. I think with my dad.
If Mexico's a bang up job, you're not getting that one back.
Exactly. You know, so you look at all these things that are working, that are These things are
on,
loud.
Norm
Kyle,
has an inability of sitting still.
Dude, my ass is numb. in this
Kyle
seat.
like conditioned these leather seats, and they make a lot of noise when
just
you move
sliding
them.
off the damn things.
There's so many, like, I obviously Rockingham is one I was thinking of. I was talking to somebody. We had like a list of like 5 tracks that could become a thing, and then it's like, so who's losing something?
Yeah.
You know?
The people that don't show up are going to lose them.
Yeah, and that's kind of the story with Atlanta in general. I mean,
And
they
I'm-
lost 2 hockey teams. They've lost,
Yeah.
like
That's right. Well, I mean, and I'm happy with that. I mean,
I'd
for
be
so
fine.
many years that the schedule was exactly the same, nothing changed. You could set your watch to it, and it was just kind of mundane. And I'm perfectly fine with them continuously switching up this schedule, switching up dates. This race moves from this month to that month. We're going to keep trying new things. And if I also want them to, if they hit on something, leave it alone.
yeah.
like Phoenix to the
like
championship
the
race.
Pocono doubleheader weekend.
Oh my God, I would kill for that back.
You hit on it, leave it alone.
Dude, the place sells out every year. Could you imagine 2 races there?
Instead of going there twice, you only get one weekend, but you get a doubleheader. That place was packed.
Yeah, not to mention it gives drivers and teams an extra week off.
Yep.
If you want to continue doing 36 races, and you
I-
take a race
and
from
that's-
one
and
place and
I've-
put 2 in one weekend.
And
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
recently a proponent of like listening to the people we listen to.
It's a
The
really
DBC
good point.
The
by
D,
the
yeah,
way.
it is. That's
I don't
what
want
I'm
to
saying.
glaze over that because that was really
oh no,
good
I'm
point.
continuing on that.
Yeah,
You listen to the DBCs, you listen to any of these podcasts with industry people, and every time the schedule gets released, they're like, "Oh my God, we get no break after March, or whatever Easter is."
6 months
Dude,
straight.
you work in another week or 2. Do a doubleheader at Pocono. Do a doubleheader anywhere that has a single
Charlotte.
date. Anywhere that probably not Charlotte because they get 2 dates. So, but you do a doubleheader at.
It's like a home track. Like I was thinking of something.
I'm
like
thinking of
home
a
track.
place. The home tracks they can go to those easily. Like those are the ones the guys fly home every night.
Fix Texas and do a doubleheader
Yeah,
there.
a doubleheader at Texas if they fix it. A doubleheader at Atlanta, Pocono. I'm going to say Loudon because it's home cooking. That's what I'm going to say though. Any of these places you go one time, fuck doubleheader at Michigan.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you work in, like you said, you still get 36 races, but you work in some off weeks for the guys
Right.
and us.
Yeah.
I'm just lobbying to not have to drive. It makes so much sense. And I completely understand why they don't do the Wednesday races anymore because that was fun, but the ratings were hot garbage.
Yeah, that's not. It doesn't work now.
It doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
But that doubleheader worked. I mean, that place was insane.
Yeah.
Being there, I'm so happy I got to experience it because how cool this is what I say to everybody. We're watching the cup race on Saturday, and I think I looked at you and I was like, dude, we get 2
We get to
more
do this
races.
again.
Normally the cup race happens and then you're done. Like you're packing up, we're going home tomorrow. We watched a cup race and went, yo, we get 2 more races tomorrow.
Bro, that was almost too much that weekend.
I love
There
it.
was so
It was
much
a
going
lot.
on.
ARCA, truck, Xfinity, and 2 cup races. That was
Yeah.
heaven. And again, it goes back to you're also, if you do a doubleheader like that, you're almost remedying to a point something that a lot of people have complained about, and that is the lack of on-track action for people that are there all weekend, i.e. people like us that go camping.
Right.
I saw a thing the other day, I think Loudon, I don't remember where it was. Somebody posted something. Oh, I think it was Couch Racer posted a thing that was like, camping in Atlanta is great. Where's your favorite spot to camp, on the circuit? And I saw multiple people replying like, I camped for 25 years, but now because there's nothing on track for half the day,
Like what's the
Yeah.
point?
we don't even go anymore because we don't want to spend the money. Not that it's a lot, but I understand a lot of people do spend a lot of money to go to these. If you're
Right,
driving,
but it's a lot if you're going to Daytona, you're going
Yeah.
to Talladega, you're going to. I mean, Michigan's probably not cheap,
no.
but like we have Pocono, New Hampshire. It's not super expensive to camp because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere. But like we looked at Talladega,
Talladega
we
was
couldn't get a
insane.
spot at
Yeah,
Talladega. We didn't even look at Daytona.
Oh, we could have gotten a spot at Talladega, but it was like $600.
Yeah.
which is 6 times, about 5 times as much as we pay for Loudon or Pocono. Loudon's under 100. Loudon is under $200 to camp for the whole weekend. But I get it though, because back when we were younger, back in the 90s, whatever, even early 2000s, you went on Thursday. On Friday, you had like 2-3 cup practices, whatever, Busch practice, truck, whatever was there, maybe a modified race, maybe a Busch North race. Then Saturday came around. You had 2 cup practices, like, you had happy hour, you had qualifying probably somewhere mixed in there, whether it was Friday or Saturday. Then you had a Busch race, then the other modified Busch
Yeah.
North, whatever. You were literally, me and my dad used to go on Friday and Saturday, and we would get there and sit in the stands from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. or whatever it was when it ended. And we watched everything. There was never a reason to leave. Now we go in the track at Loudon on Saturday. There might be a practice or something early, like cup practice will be on, and then we're standing around for 4 hours waiting for the Xfinity race to start.
Right.
You know, so it's very frustrating.
Yeah, I agree.
But
I definitely agree. I mean, there's also a lot of the cost cutting measures that are going on now, so it's tough to find that good balance.
yeah, it's
between
cost cutting,
the
and then
two.
you find out that no one's saving any money. So
yeah, the cars are just
yeah,
as
it's just one of
expensive,
those
if
things.
not
It's
worse.
like we liked it at first when the first idea came out, but then you think about it, it's like it's the Cup Series. I don't care how much money they spend.
Yeah.
That's like saying we're doing cost cutting in F1.
yeah, well,
no
and-
one is going to believe you.
And I'm pretty sure Corey and
Yeah.
Denny have both said it on their shows. You can save us money over here. We're not saving it. We're putting it over here.
Right.
We're not taking that cost savings from not running practice and putting it in our pockets.
Yeah.
We are now spending that on something else.
It's like,
that
oh,
different
you
front clip that we need to buy.
yeah,
Because
you
told
don't
us to.
need body shops anymore because the cars are all composite. Okay, cool. So we're going to fire our body guys, but we're going to hire 3 more engineers
Exactly.
because the cars are now more electronic.
Right.
So,
right.
or we're going to do simulated wind tunnels and stuff like that. It's like
No,
where
the-
you think you're saving money, they're just going to put somewhere else because they all budget the same amount
Yeah,
of money.
we fired the 3 body guys because we now have to use their salary to buy $750,000 worth of carbon fiber under panels
Yeah.
a week. Like $30,000 a pop. Like that's one guy's salary when you wreck 3 cars. Probably.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, it's all single source products. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
They're not
you
saving
can't
money.
reuse them 3 times.
Right.
You get
Yeah.
maybe 2 races out of each part.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's all I got for
Yeah,
race stuff.
as
I
we
mean,
stated, we're flying by the seat of our pants here. Next week, Kyle will be back to his normal.
yeah, it'll be chock full, I should say, of notes and stuff. But if you're in the chat, fire in some questions. We did get some in the Discord as well, actually.
I do love someone
from
pointed
yesterday.
out. Someone pointed out. Woko posted in the Discord that you can. I love how you place that. He goes, "I'm glad this is still around."
I needed something to put my drink up.
Oh yeah,
So I
That's our
grabbed that.
koozie. That's our koozie
It
box.
was out of the shot where it was on the shelf, so I was like, "That's a cup holder."
should
now.
we do a PSA apology to Topics?
Oh yeah, so we apologize to Topics. So we went. I think Kyle mentioned at the start of the show.
Our brothers,
while
which
we
we
were
took a selfie with, both podcasts
it's,
in the bathroom.
It's already on our story. John posted it and tagged us in it.
Yeah, sick.
We went to today. We were working on the studio, but then it was John's. Was it a surprise or did he know?
A surprise gathering. Yes,
Surprise
I think
gathering.
it was downplayed
Yeah, a lot of people
in
showed
terms
up.
of surprise.
We went
I
to
think
Widow.
Cassie walked in with like a bag of stuff with him, so I don't think it was
Yeah.
that big of a surprise.
So we went
Yeah.
to Widowmaker Brewing, which we were all big fans of, and we kind of had a nice little birthday. But all the Topics guys were there. We walked in and we weren't there for 30 seconds. Where did the koozies go? We got yelled at because apparently they weren't
Sorry,
just
Mark,
our,
we love you.
Apparently we weren't the only ones that used the koozie box. Mark also used the koozie box.
I kind of feel bad. I would have left him a couple, but like, I had no idea they used them.
I didn't either.
Sorry,
He said he
you
uses
guys.
this. He said he's like, yeah, I use the Cito one every week. I was like, my bad, dude.
Oh, I think that's
Hey,
actually theirs. I
Topics
think
under
we
the stairs.
stole
You
their
guys can
koozie.
buy more koozies on loosesfast.myshopify.com.
Facts.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. I love it.
Yeah. So sorry
Um,
about that, guys. We appreciate you.
We need
and
our
love
koozies.
you.
We need
We're
our
sorry.
koozies though.
But I think we stole theirs. I think the Cito one's theirs.
Oop-
But
oops.
anyway, in the
we still owe W a koozie, by the way.
Poor guy.
oh yeah, that's right.
Remember, didn't like Kurt
Yep.
take it?
Kurt stole one. Yeah,
He's working on his car right now, listening to us and
There's a good
punching
one in
air.
He
here.
just threw a wrench.
a good one in here from yesterday from Jet. Do you guys make a somewhat conscious effort or decision to support those that support the sport, your sport? I know that I heavily favor body armor due to sponsorship dollars. I like that he says that because I'm far more inclined to try things because they do sell, they do support our sport. Body armor is actually the perfect example because I was more of a Gatorade Powerade
Yeah.
person because that's what I grew up on. So like I tried body armor once, probably 4 years ago now, maybe. I have not drank a single Powerade or a single Gatorade since then. I have exclusively bought body armor ever since because I actually think it's a superior product.
It's better.
Like I like the taste and I like the flavors way better.
Mhm.
I haven't touched them since. So in that specific example, 1,000%. But all of the other things, I think I do as well. Like I'm more inclined to go to McDonald's than I
Yeah.
am Burger King. Like,
I mean, I just like that better. We've had this conversation.
yeah,
but
that's kind of a personal
problem
preference.
is
But
now only a quarter of the sponsors, we talked about this recently, are relevant to us.
Yeah,
I'm not.
business to
I don't
consumer.
need Breztree.
But-
I don't need.
Oh well,
I got
do ya?
another.
I
I
might.
got another great example. The King's Hawaiian pretzel bites.
Yes.
I would have never knew they
True.
existed.
I tried those. Yeah, I did.
I would. They're fantastic.
We already support.
I would have
Grillo.
never.
Already supported Grillos. Already
Grillo
supported.
would not have mattered.
Already supported Bush Light.
That wouldn't.
I already.
That wouldn't have mattered.
I already support Xfinity as much as
No,
I
I-
begrudgingly pay my bill every week.
I
I
take
did
that back.
not finance my truck through Ally.
I did.
I have an Ally Bank account because of the sport. What was I going to say? Bush Light. I'm fairly certain I started drinking Bush Light because of the sport.
Because of Kevin.
No, I don't even think
Say
he
it to
had
his
the
no, he
Busch
wasn't
Light
even.
deal at
Yeah,
the
he
time.
didn't even have the Bush Light. That was Budweiser.
Yeah,
He was a Budweiser guy.
but you have the series. Stop rubbing your feet.
I'm
on the
trying to
rug.
fix it. It's bothering me that it keeps shifting.
It's like shoved into his chair now.
It keeps shifting, and I don't know how.
Dan Brown made that with his own sweat and tears. Fix it.
It smells like
I'm pretty sure that's why I started drinking it because of the Bush series. I'm pretty sure.
true.
Yeah, there's definitely many companies that if I see something, Smithfield Bacon, for example.
Yeah,
100%.
Like
Yeah.
I'll be at the grocery store buying bacon. It's like, oh, Oscar Mayer, Smithfield. Like I kind of like Almirola more than I like Ryan Newman, and I grab the Smithfield.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that. Like I know for a fact, every single person in this room started drinking either Monster or Red Bull because we saw some dirt bike guy do a backflip at
Probably.
one point in time.
Probably.
100%.
So like energy drinks
So I
are a
gotta jump
huge
out of a
example of that.
perfectly good spaceship and
Yep.
parachute back down.
Cigarettes. I started smoking Winston's when I was 5 years old because of NASCAR.
Well, that's because they gave them to you at races. They were like, "Hey, kid,
I
Great
mailed
activation.
in the letter and they just sent me a pack
bro,
of
I
cigarettes.
still somewhere have one of the Winston No Bull CDs.
Yeah.
All the music on it. I still have that somewhere.
But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of companies, and that it might be consciously, it might be subconsciously.
I think it's
you
I
just
don't-
grab it
Yeah.
because you recognize the logo, and that's
Yeah.
the whole purpose of it.
Using the body armor example, I remember last year walking in the grocery store, buy all the body armor, and I saw the green bottle that was Blaney's paint scheme, and I went, "Oh, that's Ryan's paint. You know, that's the one he had the car off of." You know what I mean?
But like we talked about last week, Haas. I'm not buying a CNC machine today, but
Yeah.
I got my new job and they had a couple Haas machines. I was like, oh, did you get those from Gene?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I know they exist.
there was
Joe
two-
also in the chat. You guys getting weird clicks
Uh,
a little bit?
briefly, but it went away
No.
Okay.
instantly.
Joe in the chat asked if the pickle hauler arrived in time. I am sad to report that the pickle hauler has not arrived in time for the inaugural episode, but
Which is
don't
correct.
worry, it will be.
I was gonna say it's crazy because he sent me the Larson one that he got me. I think I got it like 3 days.
Yeah, I think he only sent it out like Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's a bingo for me from last year. Pickle hauler got damaged in transit.
What?
I had a
Lost in translation,
yeah,
actually.
I had a bingo last year that
That a
a
hauler would
hauler
get
gets
damaged.
damaged on the way to the track.
It didn't get damaged that we know of yet.
We just haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah, just hasn't arrived.
But yeah, there's tens of companies that I use today. Oil, buying oil for my car. I'll go with Valvoline. They sponsor Hendrick Motorsports and they sponsor Alex Bowman, my favorite driver.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. Celsius. I know we started drinking Celsius because of NASCAR.
That was because it was
Oh,
readily
yeah.
available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rowdy energy drink. We all tried that and got mercury poisoning because of NASCAR.
Yep, that's a good point. Celsius is 100% because of NASCAR
Yeah.
for me. I mean, I know they sponsor a lot of other sports and stuff now, but I never knew about them. I got a free one at the track.
I feel like NASCAR was one of the first ones, at least, that we noticed that they got into.
Well, yeah, that's obviously one
And they
of the first
dove
things
in
that we noticed.
head
but
first.
I was drinking Bang energy drinks before that.
Yep.
And I completely switched to Celsius because we were getting them at the track. And I'm like, they're a little bit more healthy for you. They're not great for you in terms of caffeine or whatever, but like they're a healthier alternative to a
Yeah.
energy drink. And they were readily available at the track and the flavors are great. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to stay brand loyal to them. It's 100% why. There's plenty of other options.
Yeah, I'm trying to
examples of that
think.
too. I mean, we already threw out a bunch of examples of things that we're pretty brand loyal to because of that.
Yeah.
Folgers.
Cornflakes. I don't like cornflakes. Actually, it's a lie.
I have drank Folgers forever. I
Right.
remember my grandfather had the 25 car on his TV in the basement, and he always drank Folgers coffee because he was a Tim Richmond fan for a little while. And I have a giant thing of Folgers in the
Yeah,
in the basement.
I like
because of
good
it,
coffee.
too.
I mean, I used to.
No, like a normal, just the everyday coffee. It's fine.
I don't have coffee every day.
I
but
used to
Well, like
only
in the machine. It's
I used to
much
only
better.
buy car parts at Napa because of NASCAR.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I've switched, and now I switched to O'Reilly, so they need to get back into NASCAR.
Levi,
Oh,
I
Oh, they
started,
painted over it.
Levi, I started looking at
Daytona.
feet because of Almirola.
Yeah, the O'Reilly Auto Parts logo from the race last year
Yeah.
was right in front of us and poorly painted over. You
I
can
mean,
still
I
read
would
the whole
honestly
thing.
probably still shop at Napa, but they don't exist anymore.
They
Yeah,
all-
I mean,
there's
unless you
one
go
up
to
the
like
street here, but-
East Bumfuck, Maine,
They
they
closed
are
all
every
of-
13 feet. in
There's
Maine.
one in on the way to go snowboarding for us. I think it's in like where?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's in the
there's like
middle
a
of nowhere. It's like they're there more for like commercial accounts.
yeah, there's a
Yeah.
Napa Auto Center in our town, in my town, but it's just a little hole in the wall shop. It's not a store.
We got a couple questions on the old Instagram,
We
eh?
got a couple in the live chat too. I'll just throw through them. I wanted to get this out there.
Okay.
Somebody asked, "Is Sundays the new normal time?" No. We did this because it could happen.
Yeah.
I would say like we might come down here and watch a bigger race, but we have lives,
Right.
And we've already for the last 4 years have carved Monday nights out. Once we get into summer, me and Kyle were talking about it last week. Once we get into summer, there's going to be weeks where I don't end up finishing the race till 11 o'clock at night on
Yeah.
Sunday night because
Yeah.
I'm out doing stuff in the summer, and then I DVR it and I watch it later. If we have to come down here and either after the race or watch the race first, we're not going to get started till 8 o'clock at night, and
Right.
I'm going to have to carve out lose my Sunday to make sure I watch it live.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's- It could happen again. It would be more likely that it happens again because if we come down here, let's say to watch a championship race or
We'll get right after.
a
yeah.
Bristol
Right,
night
like
race.
we weren't watching races in the Revival studio.
No.
but we can totally do it here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could come down if there's a day when none of us are doing, let's say a Saturday night Bristol race. Hey, let's grab a couple beers and hang out at Kyle's house and watch the race, and then we'll just throw an episode up real quick.
Like I'd
Yeah.
say it would almost be a guarantee for the Phoenix race, but
Oh,
it's
yeah.
gonna be so late after that race. I don't know if we would
Oh, that's a good
guarantee
point.
that.
Any like the Saturday night races, we'll more than likely do them on
we
a
could try.
Sunday
Yeah,
or
we could
something
try.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, but Monday's going to be our regularly scheduled programming for sure. This was more of a special occasion.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because now that the podcast world is getting more popular with NASCAR, like when you guys started doing this, no one posted on Monday. You guys were like the first
Yeah.
ones to post.
Yeah.
Because or Tuesday morning. Now it's Stacking Pennies, Denny's show. Junior has one that probably populates Teardown. So there's a lot more stuff on Monday.
by the time we get out, Teardown, Denny's show, Stacking Pennies, those are all definitely out. I mean, Junior usually doesn't show up till like Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So
I mean,
would it be beneficial for us to do it Sundays? Probably, but it's like this isn't our job. We have jobs.
yeah, I'm already looking at it. It's 9:45, and I just got to go to work in the morning, so I'm not
Yep.
looking forward to that. But I'm here. I don't care. It is what it is. It's also I
Yeah,
gotta
we're
I gotta
usually
take
done
into
way later than this.
Hmm?
We're usually done ish this time.
We're usually done around this time, and we're closer to home, so that's
yeah,
good.
exactly.
Somebody did ask that if this is closer for me and Norm. It is.
Yeah, definitely close.
It's definitely closer. I think the traffic coming down here is going to be worse, but it's going to save us a shit ton of time going home, which
Yeah,
I
yeah.
am here for because when me and Kyle started this, we were done a lot earlier. Like I remember
Yeah, because we got there earlier.
there was a night where the night we drove home in the snow and it took me 3 damn hours to get home. I got home at like 10:30, 11, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so late. I can't believe I'm home this late. Now that's normal. I'm getting home at 10:30, 11 every
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, even like when I first joined, we were meeting up at like 3:30.
Yeah. It's
4
just how it
o'clock.
works. Woko, fuck, marry, kill.
oh, I'm putting
Yeah,
my
he
phone down
threw
already.
in a
That's
throwback in there
there
as
is a
well.
throwback in here that I don't even remember what it tastes like. Red Bull, Sobe, Monster.
I don't know if
Wow.
I ever even drank Sobe.
I remember it briefly, but
Sobe
not.
was like similar to Surge.
Was it even an energy drink? I thought it was just like
I thought it was just like a highly caffeinated.
I think
regular
it was
soda.
it was an energy drink before energy drinks were called energy drinks.
Yeah, but I think
I
it was just
remember
like high
Sobe
test soda. At best.
Visually was so cool, but it was also like kind of like hippie, kind
Yeah.
of.
I'm gonna kill off Sobe. I'm going to fuck Monster and marry Red Bull.
Yeah, I'll fuck Mary Kill. So I'll fuck Red Bull, marry Monster, kill Sobe.
I'm going with Kyle. I live off Red Bull. I'm
Yeah.
not a big
I
Monster
figured
guy.
you'd be the flip.
I'm
yeah.
not a big Monster guy. Just never liked the flavor of it, and I don't even remember Sobe. So I mean,
Yeah.
I remember it, but I don't remember. What
I
it tastes
drink a
like.
Monster every day, But like Mondays for the show, I'll grab a Red Bull on my way to the studio.
Yeah.
As like I'm not gonna have two monsters in a day. That'd be crazy. I'll have a monster and a Red Bull.
Joe,
where I draw the line.
average Joe,
Yeah.
Norm, is there a NASCAR item in Walmart that you're searching for? Because he's gotten both of us something, and apparently his Walmart is like next to the Lionel fucking factory.
No, I mean a 1/24th scale Bowman car, but
they don't have
you're
those.
not gonna find those.
Yeah, they don't have those.
Otherwise, I don't go crazy for merch and diecast stuff.
Yeah. And Joe Spinelli with another one a few people have asked us. Any chance y'all watch a race on stream for live reactions?
Yeah, I mean,
That would be cool to do for the Phoenix race.
yeah. I mean, we can
We could set it.
easily do it right now.
Yeah, we could do it right
Yeah.
here and just, I mean, we wouldn't have the race itself on because I don't think we can do that on YouTube, but you could watch us react to things that are happening.
We could watch it together.
Yeah. We talked about that when we started talking about
Yeah.
doing this studio.
We just turn the sim like 20 degrees.
I mean, we could also just
Yeah, just
get a small
roll
TV
in
up
the
here, too.
TV cart
I
like
got
when the
one in the other
substitute
room.
teacher was
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
On the other side of this wall is a 46 just sitting in the corner of that
We could
closet.
literally put it on this table and just sit here and watch it. Oh, block the camera. Damn it.
Yeah, I'll mount it on the wall.
Yeah.
Be easy.
Kevin can hold it.
I got, you want me to go to the
Yeah, we're
Instagram?
good. Yeah, that's what I got on the Ute.
We got a couple. L98 Jake with the first couple. Loving the new studio. Thank you. No monitor, though, for scheme of the week. Working on that. Don't worry.
We're
It's
going to
coming.
figure
We're gonna
something out, whether we splice it in or.
Yeah, probably going to do a picture in picture so you guys could see it, but we'll be like looking at it on the monitor. So, one of those things to come for sure. Is Sunday night the new thing?
9.
We just talked about that. Fab Life 11. Can we have a quick memorabilia tour? Congrats, Kyle and gang, on the next chapter. Let's ride. Yeah, we can definitely do this briefly. If you are watching on the YouTube, you can follow along. If you're listening on headphones, probably hit the skip 30 button. Norm, stop touching things.
I'm looking at the memorabilia.
Directly behind us on this wall, we got the Coca-Cola Race Fans banner that we got from our boy Justin's Just Bus.
We got rid of the Coke part, though. As long as you get rid of it, it's just folded underneath for
Yep.
no free ads.
So there's a giant Coca-Cola sign that says "Welcome Race Fans." This is late '90s,
I mean,
I
it's
would
got
guess.
the 90s logo on
Early
it. Yeah.
2000s at best.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say early to mid 2000s.
Yep. We have another listener gift at the top there, the NASCAR plate. Nope, on the wall behind you, Dan, there.
Yep.
The 50th anniversary plate. Underneath that, we have another gift from Mr. Tim Connors, the Jeff Gordon in the frame.
Oh, is that where that came from?
Yeah.
Cool.
The Pocono sign, which is like the signs you could buy at the track that you can have autographed by all the drivers or whatever.
You grabbed that last year. I was not even thinking about this. You were just, that's cool.
Well, I wanted it for my diecast shelves that are
Yeah.
downstairs, which is where it was, and I still
Also, we are not, I did see a few people say that we're in Riverside. We are not in Riverside.
this.
No.
I mean, I guess the whole thing would be considered Riverside.
We're not in the actual.
Yes, that is correct.
No,
yeah.
we're in the cupboard over the stairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dan, you want to keep going on the party there?
We've got a gas pump that you put booze in. There's no booze in it. What is this?
Oh, that's a good one.
Miller Motorsports Valley Forge Convention Center, January 17th, 18th, and 19th, 1992, Rusty Wallace Commemorative Cup.
Yeah, the
From
race should be on
Pocono.
the
That
backside.
cup is a month
Yeah.
older than I am.
The Pocono Cup.
We've got a Dale Jr. car tomorrow, Mountain Dew car. We've got a Peter Max car. It's in the chrome, which I don't love, but it's okay. Couple 118ths down here. I didn't know you were 118th, man.
I'm not.
Daryl Waltrip Parts America 36 Skittles car and the 99 Jeff Burton X-Side car. We have our raced used. I don't know if it's, people can, oh yeah, you can see it on the camera.
Yep.
The race used when we were on Brad's car at
Coda.
This was,
Yep.
this is not the actual sheet metal, but they peeled the vinyl off and stuck it to a piece of sheet metal. And there are scuffy scuffs on it and real race used.
There's rubber on that bad boy.
Present I got for Kyle last year, which was a collage of a Harvick picture, our logo, and then a picture of us on the
Hit that back corner
camper.
from my
Back
boy
corner,
W.
Back corner behind me. You may have missed it. I think we highlighted this before, but this would be the NHRA Top Fuel piston and connecting rod that our good buddy W gave us in at the Roval.
Yeah, I had to put that on my carry-on. I was really worried about that.
This thing is the coolest thing we have, honestly. It's
And
sick as hell.
You can see it's stuck together and it's mounted together with a wrist pin I fashioned out of 2 heater core hoses.
Yep.
He got us a wrist pin.
Does have a wrist pin. He's probably going to send us, or
the next time we see him, he'll give us. But
At Epping, he'll
I think
probably
my
just,
hoses are working out pretty good.
I just picked it up. It was fine.
We
What else
also
got?
have the 50th anniversary lunchbox, the mini lunchbox.
I have this or something similar to this, and I think it has playing cards in it. I have one very similar to this.
Yeah, the
I
playing cards are
have-
no longer in it.
Yeah, I have a little tin playing card thing.
The
We
playing
have
cards
a picture
downstairs.
of Dale Earnhardt's pit crew from, I'm going to guess, 96-ish.
That is, that'd be 96.
Yep.
Flying Aces.
We got the
Who did you figure out this hood was autographed by?
Martin Truex.
Martin Truex. It's a Bush series commemorative fake hood, but it is actually metal. I did not
Yeah,
realize that. I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
it was like fiberglass.
And looking at it now, it's pretty sure it's crooked, but whatever.
Don't look at it.
It's probably going to be replaced pretty soon.
And then we just got a bunch
Why?
of random stuff.
Something that lights up.
I'm thinking that should go there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And also,
Um,
I was thinking we could
Hey,
possibly
well,
put a
let's-
TV right there.
We can figure it out.
And that's where you can see
keep
the
going.
race.
You
paint
can't
schemes.
really see it on the stream. You can kind of see it up there. That is a Jeff Gordon, the famous Daytona post qualifying picture from that is a Lumina, so that's 94. That was hanging in my bedroom when I was a child. I found it going through stuff. That was hanging over my bed for
Yep.
I mean, Jesus, a decade probably. And then just that's
Oh no, we gotta keep going.
you got to keep going.
There's the sign made by our great friend Blake Hathaway. It was a Christmas gift.
Which
the
one?
in case of emergency break
Oh, he made
glass.
that?
He made
Yeah,
that?
he
Oh,
made
that's super
those.
cool.
Oh, I thought you just randomly found that
No,
on
Blake
like
made that. It was a gift and is a 10 mil and a 13 mil socket in a glass frame. It says in case of emergency.
I didn't know it
break
was a
glass.
13. I thought it was just two 10s.
That is a Ricky Craven autographed Winston hat.
That is cool. I didn't know it was autographed.
We have a Mike Harmon, the Harmonator name rail.
That was a wedding present from one Ken Lynn.
Yep.
There's a story behind that one because you were going to buy it,
Yeah.
right? And he sniped it, but didn't tell you he sniped it. You were all pissed off because someone bought it. And then Ken Lynn shows up to Kyle's wedding with a goddamn name rail that says the Harmonator
I
on
was
it.
so excited. We got a Brad Perez autographed cowboy hat.
Yeah, I think we each have one of those.
Yep.
From Coda last year.
And
The
a,
cactus light.
yep.
I don't know why we have a cactus light.
I got that
Phoenix.
for Kyle for Christmas
Yeah.
Yes.
last year, the year before.
2 years ago.
2
I
years
got
ago.
it because one, I think it looks cool, and two, he had just gone to Phoenix for the championship
Then
race.
why'd you get me a cactus light?
And Kevin Harvick was the
Because
king
you had never
of
been to
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
True.
And
Or
Harvick
did you get
was-
Did I give you
yeah,
one
you
as
gave
well?
me one. Yeah.
I don't know, because I thought you were prickly.
No, I'm a little prick.
And I think that's the vast majority of the stuff
got
you can
caught-
see
we have a
on.
Kyle Busch replica
Eminem's helmet that I
Yeah.
drove like an hour and a half for because somebody put it on Craigslist back then for like $20.
Oh, we got more stuff. We got on the lower shelf is a NASCAR blanket.
You could probably see it. The light is illuminating it under my armpit here.
Yep.
We won't talk about where this came from. This may or may not.
The wind had blown it so far off the track. It was littering. Effectively
was.
littering.
This was a
So
banner
we
that
had
was-
to get it out of the way.
This was a banner that was at Coda last year, and it was causing harm.
Allegedly.
I was actually worried it was going to wrap up somebody and they were going to die.
I was
So
worried about the
we-
turtles.
So we grabbed it and we made sure it safely made it back to Massachusetts.
It coulda ended
you
up in the
know-
ocean,
You
I
know
get
those
you.
things, the rings, that
rings, yeah,
the soda
yeah.
goes on. They get caught on the turtles. I was worried about the turtles. So it had gone so far that
Yep.
we had to rescue.
It definitely wasn't that
It.
Kyle wanted it and I had had too many beers, and
I wasn't
No,
there, so
that
if the
definitely
police
wasn't
if the
that.
police get involved at all, I will rat every single person. out.
definitely wasn't
Didn't happen.
any sort of liquid confidence at
And
the end
there
of the weekend.
is a SMI
Seat pad.
butt pad.
Yep.
but
that
that
we-
was Coda as well.
We bought those at Coda, which were fantastic purchases. Having to mule them home was not fun
No,
to get
that
that in a
sucked. Getting that in
carry-on
my
bag, which was a
suitcase
pain
was
in the ass.
miserable.
And directly in front of us, we have an awesome gift from the Browns, Dan and Kay.
Oh, our loose mat, floor mat,
Nope.
foot mat, welcome mat.
It's a rug. Welcome, Matt.
Welcome,
there
Matt.
you go. You got it. Pick it up. Show the camera.
Oh, I'm gonna move. You're gonna yell at me for touching the mic.
Oh, yeah, I am going to yell at you for touching my... Stop talking to the mic.
Stop squeaking the chair.
Thanks, sick.
That's super hot.
I wish there was a better place we could put that,
I know.
but it's kind of at our feetsies.
We
Yeah,
have,
we'll have to-
like we talked
So
about.
that will be on the Patreon. That will be the backdrop of every photo we post there.
We have a glass table here with some
Temporary.
temporary Volkswagen wheels. We allegedly have.
Some next gen wheels.
We do
are
have some
supposed to
next
be on
gen
the way.
wheels coming. We don't know where they are. We're working on that. Kyle's working on that. You can't see Kevin over there. The like aforementioned Kevin stand up, and then the blanket.
I'd say the prized possession, the centerpiece.
Oh, Brad's car. Jesus Christ. The Brad diecast is in the middle of the table.
which
Completely
is
glossed over
his car from the first Chicago street race.
that. Yep.
Custom made by my buddy Frankie Stickley.
That's what Kyle got for Christmas from
He
Mr. Norm.
does custom diecast. He's made a bunch of Brad cars. He's a big Brad fan. As soon as we saw that posted on eBay this past year, it posted right around October, November.
It was October. I was at a wedding.
I didn't care about the price. I bought it immediately.
Yep.
Because that was, I think, technically the second car we were on, but his first one, Lucis Fast, was on.
Right.
I believe.
Second
This one might have been first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Coda
that
was first.
Coda
It
was
went-
before
Coda
that
was
one.
It
first.
went Sonoma on the truck with the old logo. That one at Coda. That one at Chicago.
That
and
was
then
our
Roval.
definitely our biggest and proudest one.
That's the one I love
Wait,
the
we've
most.
been on his car 4 times.
Four
now?
times.
Holy shit, that's awesome.
4 times. 3 if you
2
only.
names, 4 times.
Yep.
And he's
Love
racing
it.
a bunch this year. He hasn't called us yet, but
I'm
maybe there's
broke.
hope.
And then we have the cool blanket that Kyle got for a steal from our buddy Brandon
Yeah, big shouts.
at the
Yeah.
Classics Hauler.
Behind me, you can't see them. They're off screen for now. We have a little cardboard cutout of sexy Jeff Gordon.
That's got to be like this was at a paint store.
Yeah.
And then there's a corrugated golf sign that Kyle, I believe, said was a present from his grandfather.
The last present. Yeah.
Yep. So
That's
that
cool.
is
Yep.
a forever memorabilia in here. But that's a tough one because it's corrugated. We got to find the perfect spot for it. I'd like it to be on screen because I think it's a cool piece. But
Yeah.
because it's corrugated, lighting is super tough with it.
Yeah, it's
So we'll find a good spot for that
And
because
as
that
we-
is a cool piece.
As we stated, we also have Kyle's sim rig right in front of us, so we might lose Norm occasionally. He might just go cut some laps for fun.
Yeah.
We got the OnlyFans starter kit lighting that Kyle got for us.
yeah.
They
yeah.
literally have phone clamps on the lights.
Sure do.
We have some sound deadening on
Oh,
the
yeah.
ceiling. Let us know if that even works.
Kyle was sick with this because like we were trying to figure out sound deadening. So we got black and gray, and he made a super rad checkered pattern on the ceiling.
In the shape of a stealth bomber.
It is accidentally a stealth bomber.
It's mediocrely intentional.
Yeah, I love it.
So yeah, a lot of cool stuff, and we'll probably be adding more stuff as we
Yeah.
get things
Oh, this
from
is going to
people
become a
and
junk
stuff.
room. This is going to become a
Yeah.
junk collection room.
It's going to be on
Yeah,
the
stuff
wall.
will definitely get rotated. It'll be like Dale Jr.'s table on his podcast. It'll
Yep.
just, we'll rotate stuff in and out. We'll get some die cast throughout the year, and those will swap out spots on the shelves. Maybe we'll get some more sheet metal. Kyle's got a bunch of sheet metal
It's
that
just all too big.
we don't know where we can put any of it, but he's got a bunch
Yeah.
of cool pieces
I have-
kicking around his house.
And I have so many die casts that are downstairs
Yeah.
and ones that are still in boxes. My collection downstairs is what, probably 50 cars down there, give
Probably
or
something
take.
like
There's
that. Yeah.
2 giant moving boxes, all full of things still
So
in
we
boxes.
Levi, if you
talked
want-
about doing a like winner of the week die cast on the center table because that's kind of something I grew up doing as a kid. My dad always had the winner die cast on the TV. I
Mhm.
think Dan said his dad did
My
the
dad
same.
used to do a lot
Sounds
of
like
it.
your uncle might have done the same, or
Grandfather, yeah.
grandfather who had the Folgers car on his TV. That's something we would love to do on the table, but that would require a sponsorship from a diecast company.
Yeah, because I ain't
Yeah.
spending $50 per car.
To buy 40 124 scale diecast
Every
for
year.
Well, you definitely don't need to buy 40. You need to buy
$50,000.
about 15.
But
Yeah.
still, every year, because we're
Yeah.
gonna, because it's us, and we're gonna be like, oh, we gotta have the Raptor car one this week. We gotta have the Raptor. It can't just be a William
Josh
Byron
Berry
car.
will
It's-
win, and we'll be taking out a Trevor Bain Wood Brothers car to put on the desk.
That's the good thing. Like with the 21, you could just get any 21. So
Woko
Yeah.
or Levi said, Norm, please say stealth bomber again.
Stealth bomber.
If he says it again, you're gonna have to pay us.
You have to look.
Alrighty, let's keep digging here on the other questions. We got Peppercuts Grass. Will the U.S. government designate Carson Hocevar as a terrorist group before GTA 6 comes
Probably,
out?
probably coming soon.
Yes.
He had a line of people waiting to speak with him at the end.
Yeah,
of the
he's-
race.
he had a
not coming back
lot
from
of
Mexico.
He
conversations.
apologized to Hendrick, like to Mr. H. He went up to him and apologized. Apparently, I saw after the race.
For what?
Like,
Did he say what his apology was for?
who did he wreck? No,
Huh?
I just saw somewhere that he had to apologize to Mr. Hendrick.
Okay.
Maybe it's just a blanket apology for the rest of the year.
Yeah, maybe.
Hey, I'm back on my bullshit.
Kid's a weapon.
I'm cashing this in now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
you keep it in the bank for when you need it because you're gonna need it.
Damn, they are fast. Teardown's already out.
Fuckers.
Okay, anyway, Tyler Mark 5. New Atlanta has yet to disappoint. Every race we have here is entertaining. 100%.
I think the first couple were but they've gotten
but
so
they
much
were
better.
They were cool at the time.
Yes.
They were good. They weren't as good as these ones are, but
we
at
didn't
the
know.
time they were great and they were fast and
Yeah.
it was the new configuration. We're like, holy shit, it actually worked. And now it's just progressively getting better.
Well, I remember when they first did it, everyone was like, tell Marcus Smith this was a major success.
Yeah.
Like, it
And
did
it's just-
exactly what you wanted to do, but it's aging like fine wine.
I mean, no, it's aging like milk, and that's why it's great.
Yeah.
All right. Nikki Low 42. What's the drive time to the studio over Providence?
Kyle?
No traffic from me
gonna
to
hit
the
him.
old studio about 45 to
All right.
50. Well, before the bridge died, 45.
yeah.
After the bridge, 55 to an
And
hour.
what? No traffic, say perfect conditions.
How long
From your living room to this room, how long is it?
8 seconds.
All right. So
now, what if Bodie blocks the path?
12.
Whew.
So the old studio for myself and Norm, again, it varied between going and coming home. It was on average 2 hours to get down there.
2:10,
Depended
something like that on the way
week,
down.
Last week we hit a car
Yeah.
accident and it added like 20 minutes to the
Yeah,
ride.
that was a long one for you.
But then if you go down on if we go down on a holiday, we blow down there in an hour and 45.
Right.
On the way home, I break a lot of laws on the way home. I think my record is like an hour and 25.
Yeah, 130, 135 on average
I-
on the way home.
Uh,
Now, if I was looking up right now, it's
I
probably
think it's
less
like
than an hour.
I think it's an hour and 5-ish to my house at least.
If you look at like whatever Google Maps from my house to your house, no traffic, $1.10.
yeah, $1.10.
If
Which
you're
Yeah, right now
Bogey
it's
and
saying
sub.
121, but I don't think it's going to take that long.
I could make. Well, is that through Boston?
It's multiple paths.
Okay. I could, I'll be able to make it home in probably an hour or less. Because on average, going home, I would knock 15 minutes to 20 minutes if it was a good night.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm limited because I have the roof box on and I don't like to go super fast with that stupid thing on the roof.
right.
But
In terms of distance, you're probably saving 50 miles.
easily, because it was 100 miles for me. It was almost exact. It was like 101 down because I take 495. So it added mileage, but it avoided traffic.
Right.
And then I think it's like 90 on the way home. So it was touching 200 miles for me every Monday.
And this is not
This
that.
is going to be 50 miles each way, if that.
Yeah, it's 53 miles.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's a little over 53
So-
for me.
definitely helps. And my personal closet is on the other side of this wall. And then after that is my home office where I work from home.
Sometimes.
When I work from home. So yeah, I don't go very far, which is
Yeah,
great.
I'm a little annoyed with Kyle because he gets the great end of this deal, but it's okay. We got a little bit of a.
I'm
yeah,
also
but
the one
Kyle
that did
also, yeah,
I
bit
know,
off
I know.
a chunk to
But
do
I'm
this.
just,
So.
I'm my biggest worry is going to be Mondays or Monday coming here because I think we're still going to. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if it still takes 2 hours to get here.
Depends what time
Yeah.
you drive down.
Yeah,
It's not going to hurt us.
it's
by
it
any
is
means.
it's fine. Yeah,
If you go around, you're definitely not going through the city.
hell no.
No.
But
you don't have to go
around, once you get through Canton and by 95, when you loop back up, the traffic
when you
starts.
when you use Waze and stuff, it'll send you through.
That's
Blue
what I'm hoping
Hills.
for. Me and
Yeah,
Norm are
right
talking
right
about it.
now, it's telling me to go Boston and around Boston's the same,
Yeah.
but no way I'm going through Boston.
Yeah. We were talking about it today that I'm just hoping Google Maps does its thing and like sends me up a class 6 road and through somebody's yard and through their driveway. And it's like, you save 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Connor Hulen, pretty upset I didn't get invited to break in the new room, but whatever.
We'll break it in with you in private. We don't need the cameras for that, buddy.
Yeah, we can shut the cameras off for that one.
Yeah, we'll be getting a couch soon.
J. Steven Brooks. At this point, Ricky needs to be parked, man.
What'd Ricky do? Oh, yeah.
He did a couple things,
Yeah,
but Chase Elliott fans will be Chase Elliott fans.
fair. Well, who got into the 19 before he got into the 9? I mean, who got into the 47?
The 19, yeah, you're right.
19, yeah, okay.
But supposedly he was reacting to the 12, which I don't think holds much water, but
yeah,
he crowded the 19 down. The 19 had to naturally come up off the bottom. I mean, every incident we saw in the front stretch was too many cars going for the same spot.
yeah.
A lot of the track can be run 3 wide. The tri oval's really tough.
You look at pretty much every incident this weekend. It was, oh, this person got into that person, who got bumped by that person, who got,
Yeah.
pushed down by this person, and that person gave them no room. So you get there's like a chain reaction for every single incident that happened.
Yeah.
So I mean, did some people make some boneheaded moves? Carson Hocevar, maybe. Super aggressive, but that's kind of how he always races. So.
Since you're on the subject of Hocevar, I want to bring this up because I saw this DM come into the show.
Right.
Ryan Martin, was it Ryan Martin Racing? Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he was talking to me about the commercial breaks and how bad they are, and he called it the Advert Health 400.
Yep.
And then he says, hate the inconsistency on the yellow flag in the last lap. We talked about that. Crash in turn 3. They could have raced the flag. But glad Carson Crash Car didn't win after steamrolling everyone. Also, that Blaney comeback would have been insane. Cannot wait for the show tomorrow night. Joke's on you. It's now.
Haha.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on Carson Hill so far. I'm really torn on him.
Same.
In terms of talent, he has it.
Yeah.
I do not like his lack of discipline. You know, he gets on a lot of interviews and like, oh, what are you doing in preparing for this? He's like, nothing. I drive off instinct.
Somebody posted.
I don't watch film. I don't know. And they're like, well, what are your marks? And I'm like, I don't know. I just drive off instinct. Like, he's running on raw talent, and that's not going to last.
No.
You can't live on just raw talent and aggression and think you're going to get somewhere. Being a student of the game will get you a hell of a lot further. And if he puts in that time to, prepare, he's going to be so much better.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about this last year with Corey when Corey and Carson were teammates. Didn't seem like there was a lot of teammate chemistry. And
Yeah.
we were almost like, oh, maybe it's Corey. He's got a big head, so he doesn't want to talk to Carson, the truck guy that just came in. Maybe they don't want to work together.
Right.
But I'm going to go out on a limb here and say Carson's probably not going to have much chemistry with the other two either.
No.
Like, I could totally see McDowell and Justin Haley getting along great.
Yeah.
And they're going to want that kind of chemistry and relationship when it comes to Rodney Childers. And I can't remember the crew chief on the 71, but it's his same crew chief from the 34 last year. Those are two very good crew chiefs, and that's going to be a lot of information that they could share. And if the 77 car is constantly burning the 71 and the 7 and hurting their feelings because Carson drives off instinct and Carson goes for the hole that no one else will and Carson's the greatest thing ever, then that could hurt their relationship and not transfer as much information across the table.
Yeah, because
And
they'll get in these meetings and they'll be like, oh, so how did you, Carson, you were up front most of the race, you battling towards the end, you almost had the chance at winning. What did you do at Atlanta that was different? Oh,
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
I just
the
sailed it in
Kyle
there.
Busch answer. KFB, Kyle
Yeah.
fucking Busch.
Yeah.
Carson fucking Hocevar. That's how I did that. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. We can't do anything with that.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
And I could imagine him having to apologize or wanting to apologize to Rick Hendrick is, like we said, we don't think there's anything off the top of our heads that he did that directly affected them. But Hendrick Motorsports is now working closer with Spire Motorsports.
Yep.
And so there's probably things that he did throughout the race that burned Hendrick Motorsports cars. I didn't follow Chase Elliott when he went for 3 wide, or I didn't follow Kyle Larson at the end. I went 3 wide and Kyle Larson lost the race. Like, that's the kind of stuff that he now needs to be conscious of and possibly apologize for, because they have such an alliance now that, hey, Mr. Hendrick, sorry I didn't push Kyle Larson there at the end. I was going for the win, but we both lost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's Carson. I mean, he's had this reputation since the Truck Series.
100%.
Kind of drives over his head. He has kind of like Ty Gibbs, an unmeasurable amount of natural talent, but is a bonehead.
And if he doesn't smarten up, things will change quickly.
Yeah, he's Ross Chastain 2 years ago.
Downriver Diecast with the pair. Any merchandise that you have seen so far that you like?
I haven't seen any because I haven't really been. I mean, I did
Stuff we've
notice.
seen online.
I brought it up in the Discord the other day. I am seeing, and I would like to shout out all of the designers right now: the Harris Lews, Ryan Williams, Kyle Williams, these guys that we've talked to on Twitter. They're all the best in the game right now, and they are also, a lot of them design the merch for the teams, and they are making. I'm assuming they're our age or close to it.
Yeah.
Probably a little younger
Ish.
than us. But I've noticed a concerted effort to bring back the all over print T-shirts.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's a
just
lot
in
of
general,
effort.
it's the merch we saw
I am
as kids.
here for all over prints. Give me
Well, I mean,
the loudest, dumbest. Like, I want you to see that shirt coming from 3 miles away. I
Yeah.
love it.
well, we've been talking about it, that the style, like the 90s vintage vibes,
Look at this
is
Zillage
coming
shirt
back.
I have. It looks like an old college
Yeah,
shirt
that,
from the 90s.
but that vibe is coming back, and like you have not Sumis, what is it, Tilly's that picked up a license with NASCAR, and they're doing a bunch of merch, and
You got that at what, Abercrombie?
this is an Abercrombie shirt. They did a deal with the devil and got the Dale Earnhardt stuff.
I went
and-
to the mall
but
not
it's,
long ago.
It's great. It's fantastic.
I saw Hollister had a bunch of. They have a lot of F1 stuff, but there was
Yeah.
also NASCAR shirts as well.
So a lot of that retro style is coming back. So there's a ton of stuff out there right now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Downriver Diecast. Do we think Josh Berry can be the real deal?
Yes,
I think he is.
100%.
I don't think he's going to be the next Kyle Larson,
No.
but I think he could be very good. He could be like a Brad Keselowski or a, trying trying to think of other drivers who have like kind of banged out. Martin Truex, he's always in the conversation. Maybe
Yep.
bangs out a championship in the future, but he's not like the greatest of all time charts. But I think he could definitely be a champion and a
Yeah.
consistent front
I
runner.
think he'd be
I-
very.
I
con-
think
I
he
think he's
could
going to be
be-
very successful.
Multi wins on multiple years.
Yep.
Yeah, right
question.
now he's in pretty much a Penske car.
Yeah.
If he bangs out a good season, not saying this season, but if he bangs out a good season and he's there at Phoenix,
Hey, I mean, he had 2 good weeks in a row.
Yep.
I mean that's enough to make John Hunter Nemechek the next greatest driver of all time, according to Mike Joy. So
He got blamed for everything.
yeah,
'cause
we
he-
need to apologize to
did it.
John Hunter Nemechek. Apparently, he's really good.
Yeah. Apparently, we've been wrong this whole time.
No,
He hasn't crashed for 250 laps.
proud of you.
Attaboy.
Proud of you. But that's all I got. You guys got anything else?
No, I'm
No.
tired.
Yeah.
I've been with you for almost 12 hours.
Yeah.
I need to warm up to you a little bit more.
Sure. But before we sign off, follow us everywhere on
Loose is
social
fat.
medias at
Loose is fast _pod on Twitter and Instagram, and we didn't pimp it out beforehand, but thank you for everybody that joined our impromptu YouTube tonight. I think we had the most live, which isn't much, but I saw numbers I haven't seen before, which is really freaking cool.
Yeah,
So go
6.
subscribe to our YouTube. It is the Loose is Fast podcast. Subscribers help us help get it pumped out more, and then I think if we hit a certain number, we can start like taking donations on YouTube, which is sick.
yeah, that's cool.
All that stuff. So share us if you're watching this. If you're watching the stream when we're doing it, share it. If you're listening to the show tomorrow, share it. We're trying to blow up and act like we
Feel
don't
free-
know nobody.
Feel free to screen record it and then make it into a reel.
Yeah, make clips of
Yeah,
us.
if we get to the point where we can do tips and stuff, that could be the future of Kyle's Race Day Challenge.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
Yeah. So
we can do it live on the air.
So go subscribe to the YouTube. Even if you don't
Do that.
watch, the live streams, we get it. Not everybody, consumes podcasts like this.
especially live. Yeah.
Obviously you get some cool insight, like we just did the room tour and stuff. But even like John says, even if you don't watch or listen to anything we do, just go hit the bell, help us out a little bit. We all have YouTube. Everybody's got one.
Yeah. Just hit the subscribe button.
Yep.
Uh,
I think that's about it.
go to loosefast.myshopify.com. Get yourself some merch.
Yes, that.
I'm Kyle Belcher.
I'm Dan Walker.
Norm Peltier.
And I don't remember where I moved the new button for the outro is.
Why is it skipping ahead?
I don't know.
Well, there's your outro.
And we're out, yo.
We'll figure it out.
Yay.
Technical difficulties.
That one works just fine.
Knows where that
Why
button
does
is.
that one work?
It's like it started late.
Had that a couple times tonight. Oh, I didn't mean that.
I'm gonna go ahead.
Stop recording.
Hit the thing.
Good.
Paused.
It's a hold. Oh, it's a hold stop? It's not just a hammer stop?